is. Fam, midweek time on the, what do we call it? The post moments. I mean, Justin looked good out there. I ain't lying to me. He looked great. Whoa, look at that. Justin Fields Pro Day was spectacular. You know what, really, from the angle that the stolen film was coming from, they had it behind Fields, right? So it looked like he launched the football into like orbit, and then it came down miles away. That was amazing. But fam, here's the thing: nobody knows what's really going on with the Niners until it does, right? From some of what is being said, it seems that even at this hour, Lynch and Shanahan have not come to a decision as to who they'll use the number 3 pick on draft night on. So, quarterback coach and former NFL quarterback, who now is a quarterback coach for a hire, John Beck, once worked with Kyle Shanahan during his OC stint with the WFT. Beck has had close contact with both Justin Fields and Trey Lance, while keeping in contact also with Coach Shanahan. So Shanahan's got his operatives out there. You know, he's gonna taking notes. You know, see what. So tonight we'll be taking your call to get your thoughts on how John Beck may influence the quarterback decision made by the Niners on draft night 2021. The plot just thickens on a daily basis. What is going on? This is like the NFL. It's because there's millions of dollars and millions of dollars involved. You can't just go be doing things. You got to have a plan. You got to have a strategy. You got to have help. You got to have people out there. I love it. As I said, Justin Fields, quarterback coach, goes way back with Kyle Shanahan, and so does Trey Lance's coach. That's because, as I say, they're the same person. Enter John Beck, who played for Coach Shanahan when he was with the WFT OC from 2010 to 2011. Beck has been working with Fields for a few months and Lance for a few weeks. By now, he knows something about him. As you would expect, Beck and Shanahan have talked a whole lot lately. Beck told the Athletics' Matt Barrows yesterday, knowing that, this is a quote from Beck, or should I say Barrows, that I have been around Fields the last 3 months. He'll reach out and just want to ask questions or talk. And kind of like production into, Shannon's asking questions like, what are the things we're working on? The things that I think, having played in his system, having been coached by him, I know how he's going to coach quarterbacks. That's a huge plus because now he's going to see the good, the bad, everything about both of these guys to translate back to Kyle as to what to expect. This is what you're going to get, most likely. And those kind of opinions, along with Kyle, of course, Lynch, going out there checking him out himself. He goes on to say, I know what he's looking for, so I think it's an easy extension of Kyle in terms of the eyes I have for quarterbacks, unquote. It's a good time for Shanahan to be in contact with his former quarterback. Shanahan and John Lynch attended Fields' second pro day earlier today, as you know, integrating some of the 49ers concepts into his workout. And you can see that, too. He looked good in them drills. He looked really, really good. I wonder if ever they're going to, that's down the line. Lance will be doing the same in his second pro day next Monday. This is what I'm thinking, today the spotlight is, and they still keep, except for Big Show and probably lots of others, they still keep the comparison going between Mac and Fields. I don't have a dog in this fight. For me, I still wonder why the Jets aren't interested in Fields. As I said yesterday, the other day, Grant Cohn says the Jets have been always interested in Fields. But I said, Grant, so what is the end game for the Jets? What is the point? And he didn't get back to me on that. So I just wondered, if the Jets do pick up Fields, I'm going to fall off the seat and go into a brief period of passed out. What? You guys, what was the point of acting like you were going to take Zach Wilson? And maybe the 49ers do that all the time, and maybe the 49ers don't mind. They're delighted with it. They want Wilson. They've wanted Wilson the whole time. Can you imagine? And we're going to get if that's the case, we're going to get those weird stories later. It was never Jones, right? But the media says, yes, it's Jones. What scares you about that, though, and if you're not, you should be scared, too. I'm not scared about it because I figure if God wants Jones, it must be for a reason. But I do remember the days of Solomon Thomas as he was working his way up the draft board, working his way up on a daily basis. I'll sit back, man, ain't no way in hell we go pick Solomon Thomas. Don't even pay it no mind. Meanwhile, on another program I was doing, we were doing raw radio. We were doing radio, Red Go Radio, right? Boy, the contingent of Solomon team fans were all over me. And sure enough, draft night, 49ers select Stanford defensive tackle Solomon Thomas. Oh, God. What? So we'll see. As I said, Shanahan and John Lynch attended second pro day earlier today, integrating some of the 49ers concepts into his workout was indeed Justin Fields. Lance will do the same in his second pro day coming up next Monday. Beck has worked with Shanahan's quarterbacks before, according to Barrows. He coached Matt Bryan while Shanahan was the Falcons OC, as well as Jimmy G, Nick Mullins, and CJ. Of course, by the nature of Beck's work as a private quarterback coach, he works with a lot of teams' quarterbacks. So he's kind of unbiased. He shouldn't, he doesn't have any reason to do anything but be honest, right? Because he's not a coach of any particular team where these guys came from. He's not an agent. He's not anything affiliated with these players. So he should actually tell the truth. And that's why Shannon's probably trusted him and went to him for this. Beck went on to tell Barrows, quote, I have a unique relationship with the folks in that 49ers building because I've known them for a while. So there's a big familiarity there. And it's not just Kyle that I talked to. Adam Peters is a guy that I also talked to because they don't have the opportunity to go to these private workouts. I'm somebody that can give them information. So it's not just Kyle, just like it is with the Broncos. I mean, I have a lot of teams. I have scouts, I have scouting directors, I have general managers, and they all reach out with questions. They're all gathering information, unquote. So if you're going to trust anybody, this guy has to be the guy, right? The links between the Niners and Alabama quarterback Mac Jones, whose pro day was the first Shanahan and Lynch attended together after the Niners traded up for the number 3 pick in the 2021 NFL draft, have only intensified over the last 3 weeks. And that's making a lot of people crazy. Fab, what I want to know is, what is the point of making people crazy? This is a game that every team not every team in the NFL, but particularly ours, because you don't see anybody playing these games about what they're going to do with their draft pick. Jacksonville's number 1. They ain't saying jack to nobody. The Jets already put it out there. Yeah, we're out here looking for places in real estate hunting for the Wilson family. Really? And meanwhile, the media's not even talking about them. They're not saying a word about number 1 and number 2 position. It's already a given, right? Everybody's talking about the number 3 pick. Nobody's talking about the Falcons behind us. Jerry Jones is putting himself in the news by saying things like, Belichick did too the other day, but Belichick wants to trade up to that was a while back. Belichick wanted to trade up with the Cowboys in order to get Justin Fields. The Cowboys ain't going to have a shot at Justin Fields. I think that was old news. I saw that, I ran across that. I said, what? Does Jerry Jones know? No, Jerry Jones doesn't know nothing. If anything, Jerry Jones wants to trade up to number 4 to get his dream, which is also my dream. He's going after the Pitts child. So, what was it? Oh, yeah. The link continues after Shannon Lynch together after the Niners traded up for the number 3 pick in 2021. However, Shannon's contact with Beck about his clients and his attendance at their second pro days would indicate that the Niners' decision isn't set in stone. Now that we can believe. Because the 49ers, he's still talking to Beck? About what? How come he's got several other picks you need to be working on. Why not? You should have made up your mind on number 1 a while back. And maybe that's what the media thinks. The 49ers closed the door on anything else, and everything else are doing their due diligence. They're running around at every pro day they can find. Again, I don't know why. I guess you don't want everybody to know what your business is. So you got to put on airs. I mean, you got to put on, just to make sure that nobody knows what you're doing for whatever reason. At the very least, Shanahan has a trusted contact working with the Niners, top option at number 3. Niners are running a hardcore investigation is the bottom line. Fam, let's ruminate on this with what Beck knows about Shanahan. He's going to be huge in this decision, I got a feeling, along with what Lynch and Shanny observe on their own. Right? So due to his expanded time with both Fields and Lance, what do you think that conversation is going to sound like when Kyle picks up his phone? Yo, John, Kyle, talk to me. Yeah. You know what? I got to tell you, Justin Fields, the guy's got an arm, Kyle, man. He's got a rifle. But the only thing I see is you're going to have to work a little bit with him with some of the things he does as far as he does tend to hesitate with this. He'll do that. He may pull the trigger too quickly on this, and that could be, of course, a disaster, as you know. But you know what? Otherwise, this guy's a stud, man. This guy's good. And once he gets everything down pat and gets in tune with what you're trying to do, he's got a work ethic you wouldn't believe. So he's going to go off the chart. All right. Because I don't think he's going to say too many negative things. There's not a lot of negative things you can see clearly that Justin Fields knows what he's doing. But every year, some of the best pro days of all time have come from quarterbacks who came into the NFL and crashed and boom. So we'll see. But Kyle's going to hear the things he wants to hear. He'll make his choice. And then he'll make his choice anyway from what he's thinking about on his own. So it's going to be interesting. But Shay Lewis, I love when I'm correct. Shay, you are correct, man. The boy can play. Ain't no doubt about it. He can throw that ball. Pete Corbin, what's up? Justin Fields looked good at his pro day. Yes, he did. And Ray Jr., what's up? Ronbo, with Justin Fields Pro is finally over. There's still no telling if he's going to get picked, so tell everybody else to calm down and let's wait and see. Trey Lance's Pro Day is coming up Monday. He's going to get a similar write-up. I don't know if it's going to be as good as Justin, but he's going to get some write-up that's going to make everybody say, whoa. See, the whoa thing is going to be during Pro Days anyway. Ray Jr., what's up? With Justin Fields Pro is finally over. There's still I'm sorry. For Kobe says, Ronbo, it's going to Fields. I can feel it. Oh, can't wait 2 more weeks. It would make sense, though. I don't know why you pick anybody else. We'll see. Kyle, the media's talking about Mac Jones or more than anybody. I mean, the 49ers aren't going to say anything anyway, right? Hey, Tony.
Hey, what's going on, Ronbo?
Tony, I'm delighted you're on this phone. Tony, what in the world is Beck telling Shanahan about Fields and Lance? And could it determine what's going to happen?
I think Shanahan's mind was already made when they made that trade. And just watching him smile today so frequently with Fields after every single throw, he's the pick. There's no doubt in my mind now.
Yeah.
When you were at the pro day for Mac Jones, it seemed like he was being held hostage. He looked abused after that one overthrow. I mean, you look at his face, and you can just completely tell when you're passionate about something and when you're not. And I think his passion is with Justin Fields. And I don't think anybody would argue that. Now, I do want to say this. I don't think any less of Mac Jones as a quarterback prospect. I would be absolutely good with him at 3. But I've gone back and I've watched more film on Justin Fields, and I think a lot of what went wrong with him was a product of Ohio State's offense, the scheme itself not being the best in the world. So, I mean, if you still want me to do the thing with Shea, we can do that because I have a great argument to make for Mac Jones. But at this point where it stands, I think Fields has to be the pick at 3.
All right. So there goes. Now, so Tony would still put out the pros and cons versus Mac Jones versus Justin Fields, but he now also believes it is Justin Fields. Tony, he put on a clinic out there as far as how you perform in a pro day, though, didn't he? He actually did.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think it's also important to realize that they're not on the field. They don't have pads on. They're not playing against defenses, so there's really only so much you can take out of it. But in terms of the arm talent and the accuracy we saw today, it was incredible. He had 65-yard bombs on a dime in stride getting his receivers. That's stuff you don't see with every quarterback.
That's true. And Tony, Mahomes could throw the ball out of the stadium, but I don't know that Patrick was pinpoint accurate as Fields was.
Oh yeah. I mean, Mahomes coming out of college, he wasn't as refined a passer as he is now, and he did miss a lot more deep throws than Justin Fields did. in the form of the season. I think when you're talking about pure arm talent, though, Zach Wilson is in a class of his own this year. He can be rolling out to the left. He did this at his pro day, rolling out to the left, cross-body throw 60 yards down the field on a dime. Like, that stuff Justin Fields, I don't know if he can do. He hasn't tried it yet, so, I mean, it's to be determined. But in terms of arm talent, for me, it's Zach Wilson. But for a quarterback to take, I mean, Zach Wilson has durability issues. His shoulder on his throwing arm has had surgery. I think it was his left hand or something the year before. So, I mean, Justin Fields stays healthier than Zach Wilson. I think the talent is close enough to where you have to say Fields has to be the pick. But again, we don't know what's going to happen. I think Fields is who Shanahan wants, but we'll see on April 26th, I think it is, when the draft is. So, yeah, I'm excited. I'm really cool with any of the quarterbacks being taken.
Yeah, and this is going to be the thing. Because, Tony, the thing is, after these exciting moments following any pro day, see, everybody's juiced. So do we get over that between now and the 29th if Mac Jones' name continues to surface as the heir apparent? And this is the thing. It's going to be funny. Trey Lance, what if he holds another clinic on Monday, Tony? It's crazy for what we have to go through right now.
Yeah, it is. The thing with Trey Lance is his accuracy, but when you talk about his ability to play quarterback, he might be the most pro-ready. He called his own plays. He called his own protections. He was the leader of the offense. He led the coaching staff. That's stuff that most quarterbacks never do, even in their NFL careers. Yeah. So the fact he was doing that in college at 19, that's really impressive. But again, if he can fix out the accuracy stuff, I think he has the potential to be the best quarterback in the class. I don't say that lightly. But his floor is so low because of what we've seen from him in just the short starts he's played. Yeah. It's so hard to evaluate him, and that's kind of the struggle with this class.
See, because, same Josh Allen, that was the word coming out before the draft even started was Allen's got a huge arm, but he can't hit the broad side of a barn. And so I was thinking, well, why are people, why is he going to go so high in the draft if everybody believes that? And he did. And now look what happened. He is now a force. And next year, the AFC is still, he's definitely in the mix.
Yeah, he's been very good. I also want to point out, though, for one, it took him till year 3 to get to where he is. Nobody considered him anywhere near an elite quarterback his first 2 years. Yep. And then the second thing at Wyoming, he was taking so many deep shots, a lot more than Trey Lance was. Trey Lance was kind of in the intermediate game more, and Josh Allen was always taking these big high-risk throws downfield that weren't always going to reward him with accuracy. So I think context is also important when you're looking at that, but the similarities are there. So it's just a matter of getting the best out of him. Can Kyle Shanahan do that? We'll see.
We'll see. Tony, awesome stuff, man. We're going to go, and I'll see you Friday if you get a chance. Always love it to get in there. All right. Night, Tony.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah, there it is. There's some perspective for you, right? Jimmy G49. Hey, been a while. Watched Fields' first pro day yesterday. He's the pick, hands down. It even might be the Jets' pick. I see. But what Tony just said about Zach, he can actually outperform Fields. I've not seen Zach, so I have to listen to what people say. It's a win-win for the Niners. And Stephen Music Huntley, I learned so much more about football watching Ronbo Sports. Thank you, Ronbo Rules. It's a lot of folks get in here, Stephen. I do too. Thanks, fam. Hey, Brittany.
Hey, Ronbo.
Brittany. Well, Brittany, it's like Tony pointed out, you can be out there with your T-shirt on and your cleats. Nobody's intimidating you or coming at you at 100 miles an hour, putting pressure on you, or there's no defender downfield. And a lot of times, this is what makes the difference when a guy looks good in the pro day and then he comes on over to the NFL and people like Aaron Donald picking you up off the ground. Welcome to the NFL, rookie. These are the things that are going to separate the men from the boys after you leave the college ranks.
Right.
But, boy, he did look good today, though, didn't he? What do you think? What do you think Beck's telling Kyle Shanahan? I forgot to ask Tony about that. What do you think Beck's telling Kyle Shanahan about Mrs. Fields' baby boy, Justin?
I have no idea what he's telling him. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I'm still in the neutral area, but he was good today. I saw a few things that were pretty good, so I'm not gonna lie. I got to keep it real. He was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
hmm
He
But
was.
I have no idea what he's telling Shanahan about him. He's got the arm. He's got everything he can bring. So we'll see. We'll see. And some opinions will help, some would not. But we will see. At the end of the day, we still don't know what is going to happen.
I can't. They're not going to have. The players seemingly are not going to come into camp. Things are still hot. This is the only sad thing about this year. You want these guys to come in and everybody get a fair shot, everybody get a workout in, get acclimated, get back. Because you've been off for a long time. This is why I'm so scared, Brittany, we're going to have injuries again this year because of this kind of opening.
Right. It's gonna. I don't know why, but between you and me, I feel like some are begging for an injury to happen just to see him out, just to see Fields out on the field. I mean, the thing is like I said, we don't know, and there's another pro day coming up on Monday, Lance. So I'm really excited to see how he does, or hear about what he did on Monday too, because this could be interesting. But yeah, at the same time, if we're talking about who's it going to be between Fields or Lance, it could just come out of the blue and none of them get picked. Both of them don't get picked. We don't know.
Back.
I'm just being honest. I don't know. I've seen
true.
plenty of surprises happen over the years. We don't know.
I don't know. It's going to be, man. I just don't. Okay, because as I said, Monday you're going to see Lance out there, and I got a feeling
Right.
the roar, the hype, the screams, the yells, the oohs, the ahs, because Lance has also got a howitzer for an arm. So we'll see.
One thing I like about that Lance has that is so good is the potential. Like, I can see if he does get selected at 3 and he's in the offense after he gets like a year or two of a little bit of grooming up, he could be a dangerous weapon.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, definitely a dangerous weapon. And in terms of the Jets saying they still want Wilson,
yeah.
honestly, I really think it may be a smokescreen, because if they were at Fields' pro day today,
They were.
it may be a smokescreen that
yes.
they're just saying that.
Only the second one they've attended. How come this one? Brittany,
I think because of.
Could you imagine, why would the Jets do this? I don't understand. What is the point? You're picking at number 2. You don't need to play games. Why don't you do like Jacksonville? Just lay low.
I don't know. I think they really want to see all options out there, so they have an ample amount of picks they can decide between. But honestly, I'm thinking it is a smokescreen. What if they are taking the thought about Wilson's durability into consideration? The same with the Patriots. Same with the Falcons. Same with the Broncos.
I had a boatload of teams out there today. Where do you trade up to? I mean, Belichick, from what I understand, it just has to be almost contained because he wants to trade up so bad to get Fields. So,
It's like two things are popping into my head with him.
What?
I don't know.
Either
he's going to trade up. I don't know.
The Jets could be pretending like, but what do I go tell the Wilson family? We're going to have to withdraw those deposits on those houses. Listen, you know what? Not to worry, though, because he's going to end up in San Francisco, and they've got plenty of lovely places for you to live out there. But listen, this is what we do, and we're going to take Justin. It's a nasty dog-eat-dog business. Brittany, there's no ethics. There's no morals. There's no shame. There's no telling what's going to happen with that number 2 pick.
No telling at all. Like I said, you're in for surprises when it comes to the NFL draft. You don't know, but yet at the same time, it is a big gamble. You never know what you're going to get when they step out of college. You never know.
Well, we're going to find out shortly. So, yeah. All right. Brittany, good stuff. I'll see you on the Twitter wars. All right. Have a good evening.
I'm just saying this right now for people. Yes, the pro day was fantastic today, but please calm down. There is still 2 more weeks. Relax. We don't know what's going to happen.
Tell you, really
See you,
don't. You
see,
got to brace yourself and get
see
your
you then,
feelings
Ronbo.
hurt. Okay. Night, Brittany.
Uh-huh. Hmm.
Yeah. Who is this Johnny Maniac? Ain't nobody. Dude, don't mess with me, man. It's just not. I'll boot your butt out of here. Ain't nobody censoring you. Acting a damn fool. And you keep talking that way. Hey, Jamie.
Hey, Ronbo.
Jamie, man, what is Beck saying to Kyle Shanahan? And what did you think about today's pro day? Were you completely overwhelmed?
Yeah, I sent you that clip of them laughing and giggling together.
Yeah. No, that's gone viral. Everybody,
Yeah.
photos. Kyle does look excited. Well, like Tony pointed out, Kyle looks just elated. Kyle's grin
Yeah.
looked like it did when he picked up that night during the draft when he picked up Ayuk. So I
Yeah.
got a feeling it looks like him.
That's the only other time I could think of him acting like that.
Yep.
Think about it. How many times do you see Kyle on the sideline smiling and laughing and joking with people?
Never. He's too.
Yeah, you don't. No, only when he knows he's getting somebody.
Yeah. So
Just like Ayuk, like you say.
Yeah. If I had to bet, if I had a gun to my head, because I quit betting, Jamie. But if I had to bet, and the gun was at my head, yeah, I'd go ahead and say, yeah, it's Fields. Come on, man, it's got to be Fields.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah.
Think of how many other teams would trade almost anything right now to get him.
That's why
Yeah.
I know the Jets may be the plan. Jamie Jets just said we're taking Wilson. We've already got his family in here. We're doing a lot of real things. We're going to the Asbury Park and having fun. So all of a sudden, here comes Belichick. Okay, I'll give you what you want. I'll give you this, and this. You got it, Bill. I was just waiting for you to call. Oh!
Yeah.
And then, of course, Wilson comes in. That's great. Go ahead.
Like what's his name said, you remember the face that Kyle was making when Mac was overthrowing those people. He weren't happy that day.
I know.
Like you could see it in his face. That was not kosher. We overthrown people with nobody around.
That's right. And if you can't stay calm on a pro day with nobody out there but people what are you going to look like under pressure? This is something to think about. I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong, but
Yeah, we could be wrong, but in the after when they were doing the interviews after Mac's pro day, he's being goofy and joking around and whatnot, but you didn't see him hanging out with Kyle and them both laughing together.
Yeah.
So there's got to be something to it, because Mac's a goofball too.
Yeah. No exchange of jokes, not today.
No.
Mac,
No.
Did Mac have 2 pro days?
Yeah.
Okay.
They didn't go to the first one. I think they caught the second one.
How did the first one look? Do you remember?
He was missing people bad that day, too. That's why he had a second one.
Jones is out.
Both of them were terrible. From what I hear, I didn't really catch the first one because they said it was terrible.
Yeah, I didn't pay any attention to Mac Jones. But Justin Fields, I had to check it out. Justin Fields that was impressive.
Well, here's the thing. We got to hope that Lance does good next week and has a killer pro day. So that's a good problem to have. If there's 2 people to pick through between that are having killer pro days and they both got all the traits, let him pick the one he wants. That's what we want.
But if I'm Kyle Shanahan, you ask Beck about some of the things, the footwork, and where they. What are you asking this guy? If I'm Kyle Shanahan, what do I need to hear?
Hasn't Beck been working with one of those Lance or Fields, one of them longer than the other one?
Yeah, he's only worked with Lance for a few weeks. He's worked for Fields for months. So
yeah, so he's probably given him his initial take on Lance, and he made sure and told him, hey, you need to get over here and take a look at this guy too. That's kind of what I'm thinking. He's giving him a breakdown of what he saw to begin with, because he's only been with that kid for a little while. But he's already filled him in on Fields. And, he didn't really need to because there's tape on him, like way more tape on Fields.
Yeah.
When you watch Mac, like on some of the tape, you'll see him throw a deep ball. I seen Waddle have to slow down and almost stop to catch the deep ball, and good thing
The defender
the
wasn't
back.
close.
Yeah, good thing it wasn't close, or he would have knocked it down. So you can't be having that. Like Fields is throwing these deep balls, and they're like lasers down the field, and I don't see no receivers slowing down to catch this ball. They got to get on
Run to catch up, yeah. So
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
he does look like the next coming of Russell Wilson or Patrick Mahomes. Well, Wilson.
And that's the thing.
Mhm. Go ahead.
Kyle wants to be able to throw the ball down the field like they do. Like Wilson, he's throwing bombs all the time, and everybody's throwing bombs, and Kyle's got Jimmy, and he ain't throwing bombs all the time. He's mostly short in routes,
Yeah, Kyle sticks to the West Coast. Well, Kyle likes to set up that deep, though. You know what I want to know, though? We still need that number one option wide receiver now. It might be Ayuk because we don't have anybody
We
that
just
can
need
blast
speed.
downfield is the problem, right?
Yeah, we just need speed. Like
Yeah.
I went through the draft simulator, and I went through it a bunch of times, and that Stevenson kid, that 4.2, 4.3,
What you talking about? Yeah.
low
yeah.
4.3, 4.2.
gotta
Yeah,
get to that.
he never goes before 119 or whatever, our second, third round pick.
He's got to be. I know they got their guy picked out. Jim, we got to go though. Let's. I'll see you Friday. All right.
Okay. All right. I'll holler at you then.
Looking for it. Thanks, Jamie.
Yeah.
And the recovery 716. Did you see how happy Kyle? Everybody's that photo's been blown up and it's everywhere. Did you see how happy Kyle looked today compared to how he looked at Mac Jones Pro Day? Actually, Kyle should have kept that smile quiet if he's going to continue to play the game of I'm not letting anybody know what I'm doing. See, big grins let everybody know what you're doing. Kyle, that's not like you. You let your joy overwhelm you. Usually you're Mr. Stoic. But he let Kyle let it all go, and which he should, Hey, John.
Ronbo.
John, man. John, another guy with your name, named Beck, by the way, John Beck. I'm thinking he's going to be the guy that gives Kyle all he needs to hear, because Kyle can pick his brain for as long as he wants. He's probably been doing it day after day anyway, looking for what some of the guys do, some of the things because since Beck knows what Kyle expects and what he wants, what pisses him off, what delights him, all those things. What do you think he said about? Justin. He said Justin's got a great. I read where he said he believes that he's got a great work ethic, and anybody would love to have him. But what do you think is going on with that conversation?
Yeah, that's a really good point, because I think John Beck was also a quarterback.
Yeah, he was.
When Shanahan, yeah. So, anyone who knows Kyle Shanahan, and literally, if you know Kyle Shanahan, even if you played for him just one series or or one game, he's going to, he's going to, put input, on you when it comes to the things he wants to do. I wanted to bring up a point, from Justin Fields Pro Day, and, to show you, all my notes. So on his very first Pro Day, I don't know if it was 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, unofficial 40 time was, I think, 4.4. The average NFL quarterback is 4.0 to 4.5. Mac Jones was way below that. Okay, so unofficially, that's basically just above the above average quarterback. So he has good speed, movement in the pocket is great and above average. 3 to 5 step drop, even 7 step drop if he has to, in the pocket is great and above average. Basically, deep throws are not thrown badly, what happened with Mac Jones when he threw Devontae Smith, where Devontae Smith had to turn around. All of his receivers turned around, still running, and caught the ball. Ball release quick and on point. Boundary throws quick and on point. Lateral foot movement, and side-to-side speed above average. Running from the pocket is above average. Throwing with some of his someone on his face, he is calm and releases the ball average, so he has to improve on that. NFL insiders and NFL analysts and those who were there said he plays just below the talent level of Dak Prescott and could over and basically be much better than Marcus Mariota. They also predicted him if San Francisco pass on him, Atlanta wants him, Carolina wants him. Now the Patriots want him. You know, Carolina, they still want him.
Always wanted him, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Then Mel Kiper, who basically on his mock draft 2 days ago says, my 5th-ranked quarterback is Mac Jones. The highest on his board is number 12. He has – yeah, Mel Kiper has him at number 3 for whatever reason, and he had the nerve to say this, have him at number 3. And when it comes to Kyle Shanahan's offense, he's looking for a player he can control, which is BS. Only time will tell. Okay, as I mentioned, all the numbers. Basically, it also says that it's going to be a conversation that's going to continue if they draft them for years to come. That doesn't make any sense. Has nothing that made any sense.
Listen, Mel.
And then, last but not least, it talks about with the mobility of Justin Fields, it will open up Kyle Shanahan's playbook with his big arm, pinpoint accuracy. Shanahan now opens up his offense and is able to do more things than Jimmy Garoppolo or any other quarterback. Why are these writers now, just after this pro day, saying all these great things about Justin Fields? It's so audacity to me how much this kid, who's still a child, because he's way younger than me, all the abuse he had to take, and today laughing with Kyle Shanahan, must have been fun for him.
Huge grin, yeah. It's him. It's got to be him. It only makes sense.
Yeah, and I'm a Trey Lance guy. But when I read a lot of this information, and it's out there, people can just Google it. Just look at the stuff that they're saying about him. Like, yes, even David Carr, who was a bust with Houston, said a lot of great things about him a few days ago. So now everyone's falling in love with this kid, So they're all flip-flopping. Oh, Niners, you have to take him, because if you don't, you're going to be dumb.
But, John, what are they thinking in downtown New York? See, because I'm still confused about that. I've not heard or seen anything yet to help me understand that situation in New York. But then again, Tony just said, hey, Zach can make throws like you wouldn't believe. So you got number 2. Why don't you take Wilson? Did we lose John? What's the loss, John? All right.
Hello?
Oh, there you are. Okay, John. All right, John, 30 seconds. Did you hear anything I said?
Oh, yeah, I heard you. I thought the conversation was over. Yeah, I'll be really quick. And then Monday, we're going to see Trey Lance. And, a lot of people are going to, I saw Trey Lance. Why did every team who says, oh, he's a project, why did they go to see him? Now, Kyle Shanahan is going to be on the field with his coaches with Trey Lance. And if Trey Lance does better, if the Jets do pick him, you still have Trey Lance and you have Zach Wilson. And if they're worried about Zach Wilson's injury history, it's a great situation for the 49ers because they can develop this kid, Trey Lance, who could be way better than, most people can imagine. And that's basically it.
There you go. All right. Good stuff. I tell you what, we'll look for you, John, on Friday. All right.
Bye, Ronbo. Thanks as always. Subscribe to this guy's channel and like your boy Norm, Niners all day.
Thanks, John. It's always funny. I can always see Norm in the monitor. He loves when you do that. All right. John, have a great night. And let us go and get Waruna.
Hi, Ronbo. How are you?
Waruna, great, man. I was like delighted. I'm watching Justin Fields. I mean, I knew I already heard about his notoriously great arm. So, and that was on full display today. It's like that's all they had him doing, one after another. Shots left to the right, way downfield. I looked like he was like at the 30-yard line, bombing into the end zone. I said, okay, so the things they've been saying about this kid's arm are on point. And then he started running shorter passes because that's what's really important in Kyle Shanahan's offense as well. Because Kyle's not going to be taking them high percentage shots downfield all the time like people would like for him to do. He was cutting it up across the middle of the field. Nice movement in the pocket. He was rolling out. He was doing the bootleg. I said, okay. I said, I love me some Jimmy, but this kid comes and takes his job. I ain't got no problem with that. So, this is the kind of thing. I'm looking, though, at what is John Beck. Now, you're up close with these guys. What are some of the things that Kyle would probably expect for John to fill him in on?
Basically, some details like how coachable Justin Fields is.
Yes.
I mean that's a very important point, right? Use if you, for example, I would bring back a quick example on Michael Vick. If you watch, the ESPN documentary on Michael Vick, one thing they pointed out is that they hoped that Michael Vick's work ethic was much better because his backup quarterback, I can't remember his name. He said the coaches didn't coach Michael Vick as they should be doing. Basically, this was the
That's a drawback.
kid coming out with so much of talent. So they let Michael Vick do his own thing and not pushing him too hard.
Yeah.
So that's a very important point when it comes to quarterback. That's a story about Josh Rosen too, right? Because that's one thing, one kind of a complaint that almost all the coaches have about him, that every time you tell something to Josh Rosen, he would say, I got this.
Oh, was he one of those? See, I didn't hear
Yes.
that report on Rosen, and it's coming back to haunt him. See, there's some things he should have paid attention to.
Yes, because one of his coaches was Jim Mora. He spoke on Grant Cohn's show, probably like couple of 3-4 weeks back, and he honestly answered these questions. He said when Grant asked about why Rosen did not get the chances that he deserved, he said that there's a reason that Rosen sometimes seems like he's not willing to listen. He thinks that he got it under control, but coaches need a player who listens to them. If you listen to Jason Garrett is not a brilliant coach, but he always say that we need to build teams that we can coach.
That's essential, Waruna. You know what? And with Kyle Shanahan, that is so seriously right. He is not going to have a player coming in there that's not going to work, not do what he's told, not execute. And if and if you can't execute due to the fact that you're not listening or you're not paying attention and you think you got this, never mess with you got this people. No. As soon as they say I got this, I'm done.
Yes. So that's one thing about Justin Fields that I have heard on some other conversations as well, that Justin Fields is one of very bright kids, that his IQ is very high, so he's coachable, he listens to what coaches has to say. And if you saw what Jerry Rice said about him today on Instagram, did you see that?
No. What did Jerry say? I've not combed it. I went to Instagram today. I'm too busy fighting on Twitter. Go ahead.
Yes. So Jerry said he was really happy after seeing what Justin. It was a personal message to Justin Fields, saying that he would hope that Justin Fields would go very high in the draft. And he said that people doubted me when I was playing, but I proved them wrong. So anything that people say to you, just let it blow over your head, do your work. So it was very encouraging message towards Justin Fields. I don't think he did it to any of the quarterbacks in this draft class. So it is something special. It kind of gives a hint that when Jerry Rice says something like that, it's kind of a feeling that I got, okay, he wants 49ers to draft Justin Fields.
Yeah, that was just a little too much joy on that face. That's.
Yeah, you should check that message. It was very touching.
It's on Instagram? All right. Yeah, if at this hour, it's got to be Justin. It wouldn't make any sense for it to be anybody else. I mean, Mac Jones, maybe the guy from Texas, what's his name, Mond? There's another
Kellen
guy.
Mond.
Yeah, he's probably just as good as Mac. Mac's not a bad quarterback from what you see. He gets the ball out quickly and mostly accurate. But, he still doesn't have the same weaponry as Justin Fields. That guy's blessed with a lot of
Yes.
talent.
Yes.
So,
Other thing is 49ers would not move up to number 3
to
if
get
they
Mac,
really, yes.
yeah,
I mean,
there'd be no need.
most probably because if they stayed at 12, even though Mac Jones don't fall to 12, they could have taken like guy like Kellen Mond or someone
Yeah,
else. But
yeah,
I mean, they moved up to number 3 because even next year, this team, the the lowest point of this team is like 6 and 10, 7 and if it is a 17 game season, maybe 7 and 10. So this team I don't think it will go to the level of Falcons or Houston Texans, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
this,
Just you got to
even the
get that
next
draft now.
year, yes.
Yeah.
So even the next year, we would, let's say we have a bad year in 2021, still we would end up in 12 to
20s.
15
Yeah.
years. So we won't go high up in the draft. So that's why they are making this move.
Exactly. First round pick is no big deal. Well, Runa,
Yes.
always good stuff. I'll see you Friday.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Ronbo. Good
Thank
night.
you, fam. Night. Yeah. He's right. Coachable. That's what Beck brings to the table. Is he coachable? 90 by Nature 88 says Justin Fields killed it today. 90 by Nature, he did. And thanks for the contribution. Let's see. Hey, Steven.
Ronbo? What's up?
Steven. Yeah, Steven, man. I'm looking at checking out. We're going after the aftermath of the Justin Fields clinic. And also, John Beck, the coach who's been working with Trey Lance, and also with Justin Fields and Kyle Shanahan, it's been reported that he has been constantly in contact with Beck. So the 49ers still hadn't made any decisions, probably up until a few hours ago. And Steven,
Yeah.
maybe they still haven't. Because the 49ers are thinking, all right, let's calm down, everybody calm down. Let's wait till Monday. Let's get a look at Trey. John's telling me good things about him as well. I want to know. This is a choice we're going to have to make that's going to affect all our futures. So let's be careful with this. Keep your mind open and just watch what we've been, what we've outlined as to what's important. So, hey, Stephen, what do you think that Beck is going to offer as far as Trey Lance? You could look ahead on this, but what do you think he said also about Justin Fields?
Well, it's a good thing he has Beck on his sidelines asking him, giving him all these answers. Is he coachable? Can he do this? Can he do that? What do you think of this? What do you think of that?
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, when I saw Justin Fields' pro day, his second pro day, he looked good. He looked really good. But I noticed one thing that I don't think a lot of people caught up on was anytime he does like a slant pass or anytime he tries to do a cross-body throw, he looks uncomfortable.
Fields?
So if he's coming out of the pocket, Fields,
Mm-hmm.
and he goes to the left and to the right and he throws and motions,
Mm-hmm.
he looks a little uncomfortable. I haven't seen Trey Lance do that in a game because there's not enough tape on him. But if both him and Lance are uncomfortable with that, I don't think that'll be a weighting factor between the two. It would be just kind of like, okay, that's something they can work on because Trey Lance is a project QB and so is Justin Fields. We have to remember these QBs aren't going to come in, whichever one we draft, they're not going to come in and immediately take over Jimmy's spot. They're going to sit behind him. So they're going to get all the practice, all the work they need. Granted, if, let's say, for instance, we play like a team and we kick the crap out of them, like when we beat the Patriots out at Foxborough, we can throw in our new QB just for practice. Hey, go do your thing, give Jimmy G some rest, whatever. But, someone brought up, one of the callers, I think the first one brought up that Zach Wilson technically is in his own league in terms of throwing. Now, his durability, that's questionable. He's very good at cross-body throws. Really good. So...
I mean, are we talking Mahomes good?
Talking Mahomes? To be honest,
almost. You know, we got to see if, you know, he could do a cartwheel and throw the ball the way Mahomes did. You know, like in the Super Bowl.
Because I'm still waiting for Mahomes is doing no-look passes. I'm still waiting for Mahomes to do a behind the back, and then that's when I'm turning the channel, man. I'm saying that's it. Mahomes is in the wrong league, okay? Oh my God!
Yeah, he's on the wrong planet, man.
But Stephen, that one thing you pointed out, though, if indeed he does look uncomfortable going in the opposite direction of the ball, now he'd probably stay away from that throw. But that's the kind of thing Richard Sherman points out. When he was telling Jimmy when he first came, he said, Jimmy, you know what you do before you throw the ball? You do what, this. I know what you're going to do. See, that's why those are the kind of things when the rookie gets body slammed, just for he looks uncomfortable. Boom. If you're a quarterback or defensive back, you shift, knowing exactly what he's getting ready to do because he shows that look. Now, those are the things you're right. That has to be adjusted. That has to be corrected, or don't do it.
So, and like I said, we have Trey Lance's pro day, his second pro day on Monday.
Yes.
Now, Trey Lance is a lot bigger. I mean, that dude is just walking muscle mass.
That's huge.
That's huge. But, you know, his accuracy, yeah, it's questionable. But you also have to remember the man's aiming for the chest. He's not aiming for overhead. He's not aiming under. He's going straight directly to the part of your body. Just boom, right in the center. That's what you want. And it prevents your receivers and your tight ends or whoever you're throwing to from injury, you know, faster. But if he shows any kind of inaccuracies in that second pro day, that puts us in kind of an awkward situation because we all know that, you know, New York Jets are saying, oh yeah, we're gonna draft Justin Fields. Not Justin Fields, Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
That could all be smoke and mirrors, just like how we think we're gonna draft Mac Jones. You know, it could go either way. Yeah. Jaguars, they're like, whatever. You guys get whatever. I mean, we've already got, you know,
Trey
Lawrence.
Yeah, he's already bought a house. He's already got an apartment here now.
Yeah. He didn't even show up to his pro day. I don't think
nobody did.
He went to his buddy.
God,
he was like, you know what? I already know where I'm going. It's all good. You've already seen the tapes.
He won't even take phone calls. I think the Jets or somebody called him, come on over for a look. Nah, I'm pretty much. I don't have any time for that. I'm sorry. No.
He's openly stated he did not want to go to the Jets. He's openly stated before. He's like, I do not want to go to the Jets. Angry about the Jets.
And Cleveland. I think Cleveland called him too for whatever. I don't know why Cleveland would call him either, but they did, according to reports. He told him, nah. Will you go, Trey? You're the first quarterback come out of college in history that just said, I ain't got time. I know where I'm going. Yeah? Okay. Nice talking to you, number one. Good luck. God.
Yeah, good luck in Jacksonville, bro. Have fun with Gardner Minshew. You know, but man, Ronbo, I'm gonna be real. Because I do a little betting here and there. I kind of see, you know, New York getting Justin Fields before we do. And we're going to have to settle probably with Zach or Trey. We'll probably trade back and go for Trey, or we'll probably get Zach.
I'm just kidding. I have no idea what's going on with that. But hey, Steven, good stuff. We're going to go. I'll see you Friday, okay?
I'll see you Friday, Ronbo.
Right. Night, man.
Later.
And here he is. Bring him in. It's Papa Dragon. What's that, Papa Dragon?
Ronbo.
Hey, Papa. So, like, we're, you know, everybody's all partying and there's champagne being popped all over the Niner Empire. And, you know, people who bandwagon fans are starting to go out and buy 49er gear. You know, Papa, here's the thing. You know, Kyle Shanahan hasn't smiled like that probably since he was a kid for Christmas, man. I mean, that was pretty funny. I mean, he looked like that when he was Ayuk, when he picked up Ayuk in the draft. I mean, he was spinning around in a chair, smiling and laughing. You know, it's not Shanahan, right? He was big, poop-eating grin he had when he's standing next. Wow, Kyle, I guess this is your guy. So, but John Beck, he's going to be the guy that tells Kyle exactly what he needs to hear. And I did read another article where Beck says this guy's work ethic is off the chain. So, you know, but what do you think Kyle's going to be looking for in answers from Beck?
Well, you know, Beck has been apparently telling him a whole bunch of stuff. So that's been an interesting thing. And it got me thinking, seriously thinking about this whole thing. Again, I went on your show, and one of the first things I said is I said it to the world. I said that Justin Fields was number one on my board, and I don't even like Ohio State. As a matter of fact, when this whole thing started, he was off my board. So one of the things that's been said basically is based on interviews, and these interviews are on YouTube. Bag basically said that Fields has fantastic work ethic. Yeah, if he's got 4 or 5 balls he's got to throw, he wants them all perfect. Otherwise, he just keeps going. He goes on the field and works extra. He gets there early. He does extra work. He wants everything scheduled out for like up to 3 weeks, including his meals. He said,
I like that.
That's unheard of for young men, to be honest with you.
Yeah, so paying attention to that kind of detail, right?
No, that's some serious detail. And I'll tell you a short story if I can. Okay. Basically, when I played college ball and came in as a freshman, there was a quarterback who said that on our team, they said had a shot at the NFL as an undrafted free agent. He stayed an extra year, and he took independent study courses. Yeah. And in the midst of doing independent study courses, 90% of his time was studying NFL playbooks, NFL defenses. He's dead serious. Yeah. That's what he did for the entire school year. It's that's all he did. No girlfriend, credits? No partying. Yes, he got credits for that. Independent study. Yeah. So I guess he got drafted in the second round, Ronbo. And he had over a 16-year NFL career.
Okay, you got to tell me
his name was Charlie Batch.
I remember that name.
Charlie Batch was drafted by the Detroit Lions. That's the bad news. The school was Eastern Michigan University, where I was a defensive back. Now, obviously, I'm dating myself, so I can tell I'm an old fart. So the point I'm trying to make is that the name that people really should be looking up and checking out is a guy named Quincy Avery. Because you know what Trey Lance has been doing the last 5 months? Because there's been no season, he's been working with Quincy Avery, who's a quarterback coach. Who works with a bunch of different NFL quarterbacks. So by the time Beck got a hold of Lance, he said, "Oh, we're just tweaking things." There was no major revisions to his throwing motion or anything. A lot of that stuff was corrected. So if you look at his pro day, he actually performed better at his pro day than Fields did. So what came to light to me was the fact that this Beck guy who's been there for a week and a half, he talked up Fields. But do you know what he said about Lance?
What?
He goes, this kid is wiser behind. He is wise and smarter behind these years. I can't believe he's 20 years old. I cannot believe it. And you know what he said? He said, he has no ceiling. He is a prodigy. Oh, that's what he said. He said, we bring him to the board to teach him something. By the time we're done, this kid is teaching us something. That's what he said about Trey Lance. I shit you not. It's ultimate. It's on YouTube. So that occurred to me that I said to myself, you know what? Trey Lance and a lot of my drafts was going 4th to Atlanta. That's why the Niners went up to 3. I think they went up for Lance all along because one thing that Kyle likes is he wants a smart quarterback. He wants a brain. He wants somebody that speaks Shanahan. He really does want that. And that's why people link. What's his name? What's his name? The guy from Alabama?
Mac. Oh, you're gonna call him McCorkle.
It doesn't matter what his name is.
He did the rock on
it. The reality is, I think he went up for Lance, but the situation is that I think that now his eyes are a little bit more open now because I think he's been getting some pushback from the other guys in the office that want Fields. But it's not just him. There's a lot of alumni 49ers, people like Jerry Rice, Dante Whitmer. They've all been just Lance. They've all been going Fields. So I think the door is open. But I think right now the 49ers, they have not actually made up their mind. I think they wanted Lance initially, but I really think, don't you think that he's like messing with everybody in some ways? Like it's like the Jets are trying to figure out who Shanahan wants, and that's who they're gonna take. It seems like that, don't it?
Ow! Pop, that's it. They can't trust their own judgment, so they're going to trust Shanahan's judgment. But they're never going to
Does
get
it
the
seem that
truth.
way?
They're never going to get the
Think
truth.
about it. Just think about it, because remember, I've been monitoring the New York media market.
Yeah.
So last week they were talking about Jones. Now they're talking about Fields.
Oh,
It's the weirdest thing. It's
no,
like
it's not. I think
literally.
you're onto something there. Bob, we got to go, though, now. Let's revisit this subject. Are the Jets, they could be using the 49ers in this way. They may have wiretaps in Santa Clara, too.
That's right. If you smell what the Papa's cooking, Ronbo rules.
Thanks, man. I look forward to Friday. Bob, have a great night, man.
All right, man.
This Papa Dragon came up with a theory that I mentioned nobody thought of. The Jets, their conversation is switching back and forth to New York. How come? You don't know what you want to do? I'm surprised they didn't talk about Mac Jones in New York then. I guess they said they wouldn't go that far, though. Hey, fly guy. What is it? Fly guy. Man, we're sitting up here, man. The 49ers have not made up their mind, apparently, as to who they want. Some people think the 49ers made up their mind a long time ago. And like Pop just said, they went up to number 3 because they knew it was necessary to get whom they wanted at number 3. So,
Yeah.
And then they got this guy named John Beck, who this guy's not, he's not affiliated with any team, fly guy. He don't love WFT. He don't love San Francisco. He don't love LA. He doesn't love any place. He just works for himself. If you call him and say, I got a quarterback I want you to coach, he'll come running. He'll hand you his bill. He'll do his job. He'll leave. He'll keep going. So, asking him what's up with Trey Lance, what's up with Justin Fields, that could be the thing, along with whatever John thinks, because he trusts this guy.
Yeah, but I don't think the way I see it, I don't think 49ers can make up their mind right now, because there's no way you can make up your mind when you don't know what Jet is gonna do. You don't know what Jacksonville gonna do. You feel me? So Jet might go ahead and get Justin Fields, and then we have to go with Zach Wilson.
Well, see, that's what they have to do. They have to be ready.
Yeah, it's just like we don't know what's gonna happen. We don't have if we had the first round, then we can make up our mind. But we don't have the very first.
That's why Jacksonville ain't saying nothing. Jacksonville.
Only thing that I know that I'm gonna go back to Jimmy G. Jimmy G is not coming back. Because Rumble, I'm gonna ask you a question. How many quarterbacks do a team have on a team in the 53-man roster?
Usually 2. And if you have a third, like Kyle's been doing for the last few years, it's unusual.
Okay, so they have 2, right? Okay, we already signed 2 quarterbacks already, plus a rookie quarterback. So that makes 3. So how are we gonna go to a season with 4 quarterbacks? You
got more than that. You got Sudfeld, Johnson, and you've also got Rosen. And the rookies get being drafted, and then there's Jimmy. So yeah, 49ers got a lot of quarterbacks. All of them.
So how we going to season with 4 quarterbacks? Somebody is not going to be there.
There's more than one somebody's not going to be there. There's only going to be at max. There's going to be 3 quarterbacks. Sudfeld looks like they're serious about him. Rosen,
Jimmy G don't look like he's coming back. Trust me, Ronbo. There's no way you're going to sign a quarterback and don't have him on the field. Like, why would you want to sign him anyway?
No, I firmly believe. I still believe the 49ers want to know what they got here. Now, because too many busts, Fly Guy. Every year, we got guys come out of college looking spectacular that look like poop as soon as they get to the NFL. So I am pretty sure the 49ers are serious about Jimmy starting the season off. Now, whether he finishes or not, I don't know. But this is a situation where you don't need to play games with Jimmy. Get rid of him now, then, if you're that serious.
Why wait? I mean, they say they want to get rid of him. They said they just want to something good for him, like a first round. But I don't think they're gonna get a first round.
Right.
I think they're gonna get a second round for him, and they're gonna let him go.
Somebody would have gave him a second rounder somebody would have gave him a second rounder by now.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Oh, it's gonna happen around draft day. Trust me.
All right, I'll trust you. He'll have it on draft day.
From what still got hope Jimmy G coming back.
Well, Fly Guy,
Oh,
you got to keep
man.
in mind, too, there's going to be no off-season activities, no normal off-season activities. So that means you're going to bring a quarterback in that knows probably not much about the offense other than what he's read about and seen about Kyle, virtual coaching, that type of thing. But do you really think that to be a good idea to bring that kid out there and start him
Man,
up?
I ain't gonna lie. Remember,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. Those quarterbacks that I've seen, like they
He'll come right in, eat it
raw,
up.
man. Like
He gonna know everything he needs to know.
even Mac Jones. People talking about Mac Jones. Mac Jones ain't good. Man, that man is raw, man. That man will eat up the whole. He accurate. He'll eat up the whole with Kittle.
He ain't as bad as
Ayuk and-
people say, for sure.
Man,
I mean,
Mac Jones will be dangerous too.
he ain't fantastic, but some people make Mac Jones sound like he's the worst quarterback in quarterback history.
Nah, every pass the receiver ain't had to slow down. It's right on the money. Just straight catch it and go. Man, that man's throwing long arm, man. Like, come on.
He did a good job.
I wouldn't mind getting Mac Jones, but whoever Kyle pick, I'm with it. But I just know
you might get
those
him.
quarterbacks. They ready to start. I
Yeah.
can see it. Like they ready to just day one and just start because they look like they ready, man.
Well,
yeah, but
we'll find out. But what we don't want to find out if he's not ready, because if he is ready, cool. If he's not, we got a problem.
What we don't like, what we don't think about is that we don't have to win the Super Bowl next year. Everybody like they want to win now. We don't have to win Rumble. As long as we make it to the playoff, we'd be satisfied with that year. Like we got a rookie, we made it to the playoff, and he looking good. We'll come back for a second year, and we'll save money in the cap space to bring back Fred and other free agents that we need to sign to keep the team together. We don't have to win next year. We can just go to the playoff and let the rookie get his feet wet, and we'd be fine.
Like in NFL, you never talk like that. Everybody's goal, even the worst.
No,
teams
I'm just saying. When I say we don't have to win, I'm just saying. When I say we don't have to win, I'm saying we don't have to win the Super Bowl. But we going for the Super Bowl. But if we don't win it, we'd be fine. Go to the playoff.
That's why I'm saying you got to be careful with that quarterback situation. You want to win it. Jimmy's already been there with these guys. They can do it again. Their problem is staying healthy. This quarterback's awesome though. So if he comes in, you work it for a year. There's no problem with that. If they couldn't afford it, they wouldn't even try it. You go ahead and see what happens, and then bring him in next year. But anyway, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens because we're out of time now.
The problem with Jimmy.
There's many problems.
Sunday then Friday.
Friday we're back. Yeah. All right, fam. All right, Fly Guy. And mass drawless Trey Lance will be picked. Book it. Man. Though, what Papa Dragon just said about Lance, you always say he has a high ceiling, or a low floor, a high floor, and a tremendously high ceiling, whatever. Dude says Lance has no ceiling. I've never heard anybody say anything about any quarterback like that. This is going to be interesting to see what Kyle does, or John. Emilio.
What's happening?
Emilio, man, it's like Justin set the world on fire today with that pro day and did a good job. And then you hear these other things about him. This dude is thinking like a pro already. This dude even schedules his meals weeks in advance. I'm impressed. So, you got like him getting Kyle, big grin on his face like we don't see him do. He didn't do that for Mac Jones. We're going to see if Kyle is grinning the same way on Monday after he gets to with Lance, everybody say, hey, wait a minute, Kyle, man, you fickle, man. The other day you was in love with Justin. Now you look like you're more in love with Trey. Man, what's up? But hey, Kyle's got a guy he's going to for information on these guys. Who do you think's getting the best feedback? Is it between Lance, and he's been working with Lance and Fields? Which one do you think he likes the best, and what's he saying about him?
Like I said, I saw a couple clips here. It seems like he likes Fields so far. Mm-hmm. I don't know. He might really just go with Fields. It's looking like he might be our guy. He's the guy he's drafting, and that's the guy we're picking. That's what it seems like so far. But you never know. Like I said, it's just because we may think one thing, and next thing he goes all the way left and gets his quarterback Mac Jones. So yeah,
But Emilio,
yeah.
you know the Jets were watching today. Now, do the Jets continue to believe? Yeah, Zach Wilson's our dude. You know, which one of them had the best pro day? Everybody says that Zach, though, that boy's out there like doing things with a football that you're not supposed to be able to do, that only people like Patrick Mahomes can do. So Emilio, do you prefer that? Because they also say that Zach be throwing some throws, a little cockiness behind him, throwing that ball where he should not. Thinking confidence with, man, see that small hole right there? Watch this. Wham! Picked off. Oh!
I mean, hey, like I said, it's a good. Like I said, you see him Mahomes do it. It'd be a great thing, but it just with me at this point, like I said, it's just a waiting game. See what's going to happen. You want to get excited for one guy, and then like I said, you be like, oh well, we got this guy.
Yeah.
But either or, like I know for me, I said Wilson or Fields. It's a good pick. It's a great pick. It doesn't matter really. One can do more or can't do this or do that. But, hey, I'm just at this point is just we got 2 more weeks. We got to wait to see what happens. Like I said, the guy I want is Fields, but either way, either or, I'll be content. I'll be happy with it. It doesn't really, at this point, it doesn't really matter because I think they're going to sit anyways unless Jimmy gets hurt or he gets outperformed. So at this point, like I said, I think Jimmy's starting week 1. Unless, like I said, he gets outperformed. Other than that, it's just and from here now, it's just a waiting game. You wait it out 2 weeks, and after that, whatever quarterback we do draft is just to see what's going to happen. What's going to happen to Jimmy, or if Jimmy has one hell of a season. It's just at this point, it's just a waiting game. See what happens. See what it is.
You didn't mention Lance though. Do you think is Lance still in this?
Well. He might, like I mean, you think about it, he's the other quarterback, but I just think as of now, for what really what Shanahan likes to do is just, I think either or, he would go with either or. I think that might be, let's say, his 3rd pick or second. Is
that where you rank him? He's Kyle's number 3 look. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think you can flip flop with 1 and 2 with Wilson and Fields, and I think Lance is his third pick. That's how I feel it. But, you never know with Kyle. Sometimes he feels one way and he does something else. So, he's like that guy that likes being discreet all the time. Doesn't really want to tell people certain stuff. So, until he feels the need, he has to.
Man, this is like, one thing that's going to be interesting, though, the drama that's going to be in the last week, Emilio, because next week, you hear things said after Trey Lance's time is done, and then the speculation is going to go wild then, depending on what he does on Monday, right? So this is why I look forward to this.
But that's the other thing we got to wait for Monday, see how he does, and like I said, Shanahan might feel a different way then. But as of now, I think he wants either Wilson or Fields, and if depending how Monday goes, he might have a change of heart. So like I said, at all this point, we just wait it out, see what happens. See where we go from there, and that's all it is at this point.
Because that big grin that Kyle had, I can't imagine what they were talking about to make them both bust out laughing.
Oh no, you seen the pictures and the clips. Yeah, he seems happy. He's satisfied with the guy. Like he asked him to do what he needed him to do. He did his deep passes, his short passes. Hey, seems like he can do what he needs to do. Now all he needs to do, if he does decide to draft him, can he do it under pressure? Because pressure and everything else is different when you got guys flying at you at full speed. So
that's definitely true.
I guess you kind of have your car at this point. You're car shopping. You just want to test out the car, see which one you really want, and then you decide from there which one what's the car you're gonna drive for the rest for a while. So at this point,
do you remember what's the 40 speed for Lamar Jackson? I need because if he can,
I think it was. I don't remember. I think it was a bit slower than Fields. I think he was a 4.5. I think
Oh, he's got to be
4 or
faster than
5
that.
something. Like, I just heard it the other day too.
Maybe.
Yeah, they said Fields was faster since Fields was 4.42. I think Fields was like 4.5. I think he was a bit
And it feels
slower.
a 4.4.
Is what it was.
Okay. All right.
So, yeah.
Bino, I'm gonna look for you Friday, fam. We'll be back.
Nah,
See what develops. Ain't no telling. All right. Night, Emilio.
All right, man. All right, later. Good night.
Okay. And Big Show, the not real Big Show. Yeah, Big Show would never talk like that. That's right. And unlike the royal family, they better not ask what color that baby is. Hey, not a mic. Come on in, man. Forget about it.
Oh, Ronbo, forget about it. What's going on, Ronbo?
Justin Fields. And
what
in the world?
I'm starting to think, Ronbo. I'm starting to think that's the pick, fully and fully.
Yeah, I
really
think so. It's got to be.
Hey, look, before we get started, Ronbo, I got to clarify something for the other night because, people's making comments on there.
They always do.
When I was talking about, we always do. When I was talking about the Mac Jones kid, and I told you it's about my friend of mine that told me to say to look at this. Look, I'm not ever saying that Mac Jones is going to be Tom Brady, all right? So if you thought that, I don't know what to friggin' tell you. You probably didn't graduate high school. I'd be willing to bet $1 on it. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to. I'm not Ubas over here, all right? So let's not go there. All right? Let's be honest about it over here, all right? All I was saying was, and ESPN actually did a little rundown on this. I thought it was friggin' hilarious, Ronbo, all right? But they did a little rundown on this the other day and basically put the scouting report of Tom Brady and Mac Jones, and they didn't show the name of who was who. And without that, you couldn't tell who they was talking about because they were literally that identical. Both of them was not superior on talent, not athletic, very
bad bodies,
very premium decision maker, very premium accuracy, very premium processor. Everything that they were saying about Mac Jones, Ronbo, they were saying about the Brady. That was it. That was all I was trying to say was the comparison of the two coming out of college is very, very similar. I'm just going to leave it at that. All right? Now,
you'll be taken out of context. That happens to me all the time. People take pieces out of your sentence and close it out. And that's what he said.
Oh.
I get in big fights about that on Twitter constantly. And I don't know why I bother. Just pisses you off.
Exactly. You're absolutely right, Ronbo. You really are. And for what it's worth, that's why I say, most of them I can care less, Ronbo, because I already know we're dealing with IQs smaller than what a microscope could pick up, But look, at the end of the day, I just want to say this, all right? I really feel like the ideal draft day scenario for the Niners is this. And I know, Ronbo, you're going to love this one. And some of the Jimmy G lovers out there, the lover boys, I'm going to call you, some of them out there, all right, they're not going to like it either. But this is the ideal situation. I believe that the Patriots also like Justin Fields and Mac Jones. I believe the Niners are going to draft Justin Fields. I just do. It's the quarterback that they've been the least connected to. And for what it's worth, Shanahan and Lynch have kind of drafted those guys. If you go back and look, they've drafted guys they've been the least connected to. So you got everyone else, the Trey Lance and the this and the that, everyone else. I think Justin Fields is the pick. I think Shanahan just knows what he needs to know about him, and I think he knows he can get it done with the kid, Ronbo. I truly believe that in my heart. So that being said, if the Panthers or if somebody else comes up and jumps and takes away Mac Jones, I think we got a good shot at on draft day with the Patriots, who are also the number one trading team on draft day. All right, Bill Belly over there has done more freaking draft day trades than any other organization. Look it up, all right? And I believe we'll be able to possibly get the 15th overall for Jimmy G. Would you take that, Ronbo? If the Patriots were to take straight up the 15th overall pick for Jimmy G?
Hey, but what about the quarterback that we're picking? How do we get him now?
No, we're going to pick the quarterback. That's what I'm saying. We're going to pick the quarterback. But look, if Mac Jones doesn't get picked up and he falls to the Patriots, I think they'll take him. I think they'll trade up.
Oh, I see what you're doing now.
Spots,
you go ahead and get the quarterback you want. You go down to the Patriots, and the Patriots want
Fields.
Jimmy. Give me the 15th pick.
Exactly.
And
Exactly. If we get Fields and Trey Lance and Mac get scooped up before the Patriots, then I think there's a shot the Patriots give us the 15th overall pick for Jimmy G. I think there's a shot at that. And with that would allow us to get the cornerback we also need, Ronbo, because I think one of them will still be there. I think either the Horn kid or I think Patrick Surtain will be gone. But,
Mike, let me just answer real quickly because we're running out of time. But listen, you know what? The reason why they're paying Sunderberg such a lot of money, he worked with one of the 49ers coaches. You know what? This could be because this way you start Sunderberg. You start Sunderberg the beginning of the season. It's going to take a while to bring Fields up to speed because they're not going to have any off-season activities really. Yeah, it might happen. It is a possibility.
Listen, it would be. I just think that would be the ideal draft day for the 49ers. If we're able to come away with our quarterback and
the cornerback that you want at number 15.
Cornerback, exactly. Yeah. I think they would love that scenario, and I think they would take it in a heartbeat, Ronbo. And by the way,
they said first
before
round
you let
pick.
me go, Lamar Jackson didn't run the 40 at the combine, but he ran a 4.34 on his pro day at Louisville. So he's faster than Justin Fields, all right?
Because you can see him going down the field.
Let's get that out of the way.
Ridiculous speed.
4.34 for Mr. Lamar Jackson. Don't nobody forget it, all right?
Mike,
all right, Ronbo,
all right,
you have
fam.
yourself a good night. Shout out to all the faithfuls out there. And I'll see you. You're going to be on Friday, Ronbo?
Be on Friday. Be back. All right.
All right. I'll catch you on Friday, Ronbo.
Looking forward.
You take care.
All right, Mike.
All right.
Have a good night, fam. Yeah. Yeah, that kind of scenario I could see because it kind of makes more sense now for Sunderberg to get paid the kind of money he got paid. Why they pay him $1 million? Hey, Denise.
Ronbo, what is up? Been a good day. It feels great, baby.
Oh, look what she did with those words. Oh. It was. Fields had an awesome pro day, you know. That's why I brought John Beck into the picture because John's been working with both Fields and Lance. And hey, Denise, we haven't seen
Guess
Lance.
who else he's been working with?
Kyle.
Guess who else he's been working with?
Who?
No, Wilson.
Zach, really?
John Beck has worked with Wilson, Lance, and Fields.
Interesting. No wonder Kyle's been in constant contact with him.
Yes. And not only that, I think it's down between Lance and Fields because I was on a Jets show today again, trolling, listening, except I'm polite. I don't actually talk shit in the chat like people do to you. I'm not a Jets fan. I was just listening to see what they had to say.
Because there's no reason to troll the Jets.
But
if you're going to troll, you got to troll the Rams and Raiders and people like that.
Well, no, I was trolling them to find out information. So they had some podcasts today, and they said even though that the Jets were there at Fields Pro Day, it's all over, I guess, like Jets news or whatever, that they're pretty set on Wilson. So take that for what it's worth. Again, just like us, could be rumors. I don't know. I'm just letting you know what I heard.
It's hard to say. See, Denise, when you hear these things, I always try to figure out, okay, they said that, but what is their prerogative? What are you trying to accomplish by putting that story out there? Whenever I hear a story, the first thing I think of, okay, what are they trying to do? Obviously, that's a ploy.
Yeah, because the Jets, honestly, they don't really, they have the number 2 pick. So, I mean,
there's no point in joking about it. There's
got
no point in
your
lying
choice.
about it. There's no
Yeah,
unless you want somebody to trade up, and you would have done that by now, right?
Well, they can't. They have to have a quarterback because they let Sam Darnold go.
Right. They could trade down a couple of spots, 2 or 3, if they just wanted to pick up some couple of picks. But then you can't do that because then you don't get
I
the
don't
quarterback
see that
you want.
happening.
You can't play with that.
Exactly.
And in fact, it was over for the Jets as soon as they got rid of Darnold. Now you have to have a quarterback, and they put themselves in a very precarious situation. If Zach comes in and he doesn't look like he did at school, boom. Media in New York is going to eat him alive.
Look at everybody spitting Denise facts up in here. What did Denise tell y'all? I told y'all. When everyone was like, it's Mac Jones, I go, did everybody see Kyle's face at Mac Jones' Pro Day? Not Mac Jones. I'm like, Kyle Shanahan did not look happy at Mac Jones' Pro Day. What did I say? I said, Bill Belichick even was shaking his head at Mac Jones' Pro Day. Yes, I was correct. Thank you very much. And not only that, Lance and Fields, what else did I say? I said both of them are very intelligent. Fields got recruited by Harvard, Vanderbilt, and 2 other bougie schools. So he maintained a 3.99 grade point average. Boy, smart.
Mm-hmm.
And remember I told you, Trey Lance, same thing. Super intelligent.
Left high
and
school
then
early.
Justin Fields.
Or left college early. Left high school early?
All that. And college. Graduated both early. And Justin Fields scored a 130 on the Wonderlic test, and Mahomes scored a 108, and I think, who's the Buffalo Bills quarterback? Josh Allen. He scored like a 102 or something like that.
Yeah, I heard about that. Fields has scored the highest ever.
Yeah. So I do think, and I need to clarify something. I think everybody thinks because I talk crap about Mac Jones that I'm a Mac Jones hater. Mac Jones is going to be a fine quarterback in the league. I'm not saying that I'm a Mac Jones hater. My issue is if we were at 12, even 10, okay, fine, draft Mac Jones.
Yeah.
But not at number 3. You don't give up all that capital and walk away with Macaroni Jones. Sorry.
And not only that, you get the best available at number 3 because that's too high on the draft. You have the option, take it.
Exactly. And did you see Kyle Shanahan, that big old smile on his face?
It was
that boy
hilarious.
was happy.
That was hilarious, wasn't it? I mean, he looked like that when he picked up Ayuk on draft night, but he hasn't looked like that in the years past for anybody. So this is interesting. I don't know what they look like when they drafted Nick. They didn't show him.
And I'm sorry, I have to apologize to Brittany, the other lady caller, because I just can't help my excitement. I'm so sorry. I know I shouldn't be this excited, but I am, and I just can't deny it.
Well, does Brittany have a problem with that?
No, she was saying all of us Twitter people, because we were all, freaking out over Justin Fields' Pro Days. She's like, everybody needs to calm down. And I'm like, Brittany, I'm sure you're right, but I just can't. I'm too excited. Did you see that shit? It was amazing.
Well, she's. You know what? We do have to because Kyle's liable to pick somebody else. You never know what's going to happen with that man. He may see something we don't see something in somebody else, and maybe all of this is big smoke screen. I mean, I need to know why they do these things. This is why I'm always thinking, wow. So we'll see. I think it's going to be Justin Fields myself, though. So I think
I think it's between Justin Fields and Trey Lance. I do think it's between those two. I think it's Justin Fields, but depending on how Trey Lance does it at Pro Day too, I mean, I don't know.
All right, Denise, we're gonna pull out.
Shout out to what did I say? Dang it! It's like
Who?
Is that it?
Oh yeah, that's. I thought you were gonna shout out to somebody. Okay, Denise, we'll see you Friday then.
No, I was saying Black Zeus, baby.
Oh yeah, Lee. All right, Denise. and here he is.
Good night. Talk to you later.
All right. Hey, Shay.
Yo, what's up, Ronbo?
Shay, just basking in the fact that, as you said, you love being correct. You look good.
I do, Ronbo.
Look really good.
No, yeah, I mean, listen, shout out to the TNT homie Big Show. To me, it just made too much sense. I told people that they need to put more stock into the fact that the 49ers are asking Lance and Fields to run 49er plays and throws, as well as John Beck is now coaching, Trey Lance and Justin Fields. Also, Matt Burrows reported that the reason why John Beck is even coaching Trey Lance is because Kyle Shanahan and Mike Shanahan asked him to. So some people, I like I said, I like Fields. I want Fields, but if it's Lance, I think Lance would be wonderful too. And Tony said it earlier. Like I said, I didn't have no problem if it's Mac Jones at 12. It's just the fact that if we moved up to 3. Denise said it perfectly. Shout out to TNT and Denise, First Lady. She said it perfectly, Ronbo. The fact that we moved up to 3, you go move up to 3 to get a transcendent guy, and that's what I was telling you in Big Show. Is show me anybody that has Mac Jones in front of Justin Fields on their total draft board, not in draft order, but draft board. No one has Mac Jones ranked in front of Justin Fields. The only reason why Mac Jones is being linked to the 49ers or being the 49ers pick at 3 is because he's a scheme fit. You never draft a scheme fit that high, Ronbo. You know what I mean? You get a guy that's transcendent and, and is available to run the scheme, obviously, but you get a guy who's transcending. And to me, Lance Fields is transcending.
But you look at Jared Goff was drafted number 1. A lot of times it depends on who's in the draft, too.
See.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, Ronbo. I think Carson Wentz, now looking back, I think Carson Wentz would have been the first pick, right, knowing what they know now. But because he came from North Dakota State, but they made that mistake, remember, because they were like, oh, well, he's from North Dakota State. We don't really know if we could trust that small school.
No, it's
it's the same thing how everybody's saying, well, he's an Ohio State quarterback. We don't know if we can trust that. Like, again, you scout the player, not the school, right? And that's how you should evaluate every prospect. But my whole point was, same thing, like, even if all of a sudden, the Jets wouldn't really be doing a smoke screen. I really feel like they're in on Zach Wilson. They would just be doing a pivot, and if they pivot from Zach Wilson to Justin Fields, I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm okay with Zach Wilson being our quarterback. I think all these guys are great. I think they all have highly upside, and Tony made a great point earlier. Like I said, and I've said this too. Zach Wilson has the best ball placement, not accuracy, but ball placement, which means he can throw it to the point where only the wide receiver can make a play on it, and not the defender. Depending on how great the coverage is, it doesn't matter. Only his receiver's going to get it, and that's like Aaron Rodgers, Mahomes-esque. That's exactly what he's talking about. Is that ball placement? It's something I've seen. Yes, I agree with him. Zach Wilson has the best ball placement in this draft.
And now we got a couple of guys who can do that as well. So yeah, it would make sense because Debo and IU can make that happen. You said something about how long ago did Mike Shanahan send Beck to work on those guys? Because that says a lot.
Matt, they said this was about at least almost a month or 2 months ago. Matt Burrows reported that he and Mike Lombardi also reported. Mike Lombardi or David Lombardi? I forgot his name. The Sports Illustrated guy. Is it David Lombardi? I think it's David Lombardi.
Yeah,
David Lombardi. He reported.
Yeah.
Yeah, MMQB. Yeah, Ronbo. He reported the same thing too, but he said that Kyle and John both reached out to John Beck and said, please go and also help Trey Lance as well.
You know what that means, though?
And
that means they paid
that's what I'm saying. And now, you're right, Ronbo. Like, I would say, damn, man, maybe they really want Lance. Because, John Beck even said, hey, man, I've been in the system. I know what they're asked about, and it's either Fields or Lance. He even said that. And I feel like, yeah, you know what, man, it has to be these two. And I just feel like Kyle is doing his due diligence by sending Beck over there, telling Lance, or telling Beck to train Lance so he can see what he has in him. I think that they're both high on both. And at the end of the day, I honestly think that they won't know but 3 to 4 days out of the draft who they want out of the
finally make up their mind.
That's when they'll make their final determination. I think that's when they'll make up their mind.
Exactly, and that's the only way that they sent Beck over there, a man on a mission. That's the only reason why they knew how to run Kyle's drills. Because I was trying to figure out, how do they know how to run Kyle's drills? Yeah. That's it, right there.
Yeah, Rumble, 100%. And I said this a couple of days ago. I said, remember, look at the snaps under center in the play-action boots. And I even made fun of Big Show about it yesterday. He showed you one clip. I said, show me the other 9. Fields has at least 71 of those, and Trey Lance has the most out of both of them, which is 174. So if we're talking about someone who's ready to come in and play this system, it has to be Trey Lance. He's been under center his whole career, even though he only played 1 year. So, I mean, if it's food for thought, I like both prospects at all. At the end of the day, my whole slogan is as long as it's not McCorkle, I'm fine.
We've given him a nerdy name. It's wrong, Shay. So we got to go, though, fam.
Ronbo, that's his middle name. It's McCorkle. That's his middle name.
No, you're not serious.
Look at that's his middle name.
Why did his parents do that to him?
I don't know.
Shay, let me see him Friday. If I'm an adult as he is now, I'll go get that changed. I can't be McCorkle.
Exactly,
My
Rebel.
God.
All right, Rebel. Shout out to all my TNT guys. Shout out to the section. Shout out to you, Ronbo. You have a good one, brother.
Thanks, Shay.
God bless.
Looking forward to hearing you Friday, fam. All right, night. Well, it's a big show. It's a big show on tonight. Well, as you know,
Ronbo.
Shay actually, as you come in, Shay just left a few breadcrumbs out in the doorway as you walked in about some things you said.
I love my brother Shay. But I don't need to show 9 clips. All it takes is just one to show he can do it.
Point.
Other than that, are we really at this point where we're going gaga over a picture being glammed up and spread over the internet and making it going viral to the point that we're thinking that this is actually going to be our pick?
I've never seen Kyle smile like that. I think they doctored the
Did you see the picture? Can you go to your Twitter really quick and check the picture I just sent you?
Well, I gotta get my okay.
Yeah, I mean,
but go ahead, keep talking. I'm gonna so we don't run out of time.
If we're going based on that, then you could say that Mac Jones is a pick as well, because he was smiling and yucking it up with Mac Jones and Nick Saban in a circle with John Lynch.
Wasn't Belichick standing there too?
No,
okay.
It was actually just John Lynch, Kyle Shanahan, Nick Saban, and Mac Jones. But come on, people, stop getting all excited
over photos.
The 49ers don't draft what we like. The 49ers don't draft what's going around on Twitter or Instagram. They draft what is a scheme fit for them. That is what I disagree with Shay on. Yes, 3 is a little bit of a reach, but like Kyle said, he was going to be left at the altar with nothing at 12. Mac Jones wasn't going to make it down to 12 if the Panthers haven't traded for Sam Darnold, or if the Jets haven't went off of Sam Darnold.
Or Belichick went and got him.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or Belichick would have jumped us and got him. Yeah, exactly.
So I agree with that.
Like, the 49ers know what they're taking at 3 already. They made that move 5 weeks in advance ahead of the draft. They know what they're taking. They're just doing their due diligence right now on Justin Fields and Trey Lance. Kyle said they've been doing their homework since January. And who was the first 2 quarterbacks that they sent Adam Peters out to scout? Ronbo.
Was that Wilson?
It was Wilson and Mac Jones.
I remember Wilson. I didn't. At that time, I didn't know what a Mac Jones was, so he probably did say that. I just didn't pay much attention. I knew who Wilson was because everybody was talking about him. Nobody was talking about Mac Jones.
So let's not get too confident, because 49ers Twitter wants and our fans want Justin Fields, but they don't always draft what we want. So
tell me about it. 2017, I'm still pissed off about Solomon
Exactly.
Thomas.
2019. I learned that the hard way. 2019.
You're so right, Joe. Have you tried to figure out the method of the madness here? And what are you trying to do? Every year at this time, I always try to question what people are doing and why are they doing it. Even the
Ronbo,
Cardinals.
If you go back and look at the history, of Kyle Shanahan's quarterbacks he has coached, what do they all have in common? They're non-athletic quarterbacks.
Somebody said Kyle likes to have guys he can control. If the quarterback can run around too much, you can't control him.
He's not going to change. He's not going to change. Who was the first person he brought in when he first came here? It was Brian Hoyer.
And that was terrible. So,
exactly.
So I'm in agreement with you. The fact is, if everybody thinks that Kyle Shanahan can change what he does, can he do that? Because there are some adjustments he's going to have to make. He's not this kind of quarterback's not going to
huge
stand there.
adjustments. All these players that we brought along are familiar with our system and the system that Kyle Shanahan runs, and he's going to bring in somebody to change the system again and learn a new system all over again. I don't think so.
I find it hard. I know. That means everybody has to. They're gonna have to go through new stuff. If they were a raw team, I could see it, but I'm confused by what's going on now, and I don't know.
And not only that, we're still under a pandemic, and you think these players we're not going to have an off-season program? You think they're going to want to learn a new entire system all over again, or you think they want to get, they think they want to stick with what they're used to?
This is what I was saying. I said, we're not having a normal off-season, guys. I was hoping we would be, but we're not. This is why. Yeah, Jimmy goes for a 15th round pick. I said, I don't know, guys.
3 is not, like Kyle said, he would have been left at the altar with no quarterbacks at 12.
And the picking's not
really
that good next
that
year.
That is why they moved that. Yeah. The quarterback class next year is not that great. So they had to do something this year. So let's not get all wild up over a picture that went viral today and automatically think that's going to be the pick.
You guys are pissing so off with that
calm
photo.
down.
Cut it out.
No, you're not pissing me off. I'm just trying to bring people back down to reality. So I'm not pissed off at all.
I wish this next 2 weeks was just.
They don't draft what we want, and they don't draft what the internet says they're going to draft. So Twitter's not reality. Neither is Instagram.
Yeah, social media in general, you can't rely on it. That's why it's there for people to manipulate news and cause others to think misinformation, running by like that
fake BS account on your show.
Yeah, he just since Still Will said how many months pregnant with Jimmy's baby, and I knew that wasn't you. Doesn't sound like JJ material either, though. So I don't know who that is. I thought it was JJ. It's not. That's not JJ.
Again, people, calm down. This is just. Don't take pro days too heavily. They're in shorts and t-shirts, for Christ's sake. Come on, relax.
So always good stuff. I love it. Let me.
Take care, man.
We'll see you Friday.
Shout out to the TNT family, and shout out to Shay. I know he's a little irritated with me right now, but we'll get over it once our quarterback is taken and be happy and go on from there. It's his draft season, baby.
There you go.
Take care.
All right. That Big Show.
All right.
See you. Because we can't get enough Big Show during Big Show after this part of the year sort of disappears on us, but he always comes back this time of year. So enjoy these moments with the show. 49ers Ultimate Report. Ronbo, Jerry Rice endorses Justin Fields. Yeah, we talked about that. Somebody else mentioned that earlier. Yeah, we know. We know about that. Thanks for that contribution. Jerry's high on Justin Fields, but I think he's always been for a few weeks now, right? He wanted to see Deshaun Watson here, but Watson's got a lot of problems right now. Hey, Salvador!
Ooh, RONBO, Red and Gold Radio.
Sal.
Ronbo, I missed that.
Sal, man, everybody's jumping up and down like Big Show says. Everybody's all out of control. We're screaming and yelling, popping balloons, and celebrating it's Justin Fields Day. Remember that every year, April 14th is Justin Fields Day. If he becomes the 49ers quarterback, it will be declared a holiday.
Yeah, Ronbo, if the draft was tomorrow, I'm pretty positive we would probably draft Justin Fields.
It looks that way.
But it's not tomorrow. And
True.
We still have one more pro day to visit or to attend.
Mrs. Lance's baby boy Trey. He's waiting.
Yep. I think that's going to be the nail in the coffin there. If he doesn't...
Hey, Sal, you know what? One thing, though. Trey was watching Justin's pro day, too. You know what that's going to do? That gives him like a slight advantage. Oh, yeah, they thought Trey was cutting up. I'm going to kick his ass. I'm ready, man. Let's go. I could see it now. Because that's an advantage. If I get to go after Justin Fields, I gotta beat his game. It's going to be funny to watch.
I well, I think when Trey Lance is running the offense, it's gonna look similar to ours. So when he's running our plays, I really think he's gonna perfect them. I'm not sure. Was there no media at this pro day?
I
Was
think
that the deal?
as a request by the 49ers, I don't know how they got that footage out, but yeah.
No, but that was Ohio State. The videos that we were watching, are you watching just like the throws from behind Justin Fields?
Well, hey, was that pro day? Or
So
was
that kid,
they said that was from today.
that was Ohio State. That was Ohio State. They uploaded that. Ohio
Without
State
permission.
football.
Kyle probably says, I thought I asked you not to do that.
So any footage came from Ohio State. The conversation they could have been having could have been, I don't know, about anything. It was just like Show said it. They're just having conversation. They caught him smiling. Don't get caught up in the moment.
I know you know.
It was a great performance. Of course, he's in consideration for number 3. This doesn't lock him in for anything.
I know.
Who Adam Peters, who the personnel is scouting, is very important. These guys right here, John Lynch, and I didn't see John Lynch today. Did he go there?
He was supposedly there. He should have been.
Okay. Yeah, well, I didn't see too much of it. No, actually, I might have seen a picture or two. I'm wrong about that. But, these guys, they're just there for the show. And they're there to talk about other stuff with the other teams, too. Okay? There's still possibilities. On other shows, they're talking about it. These little pro days, these extra pro days, they're kind of like more for the front office people to talk about trades, to talk about moving up and down. Patriots need to move up and down. Who went there? It was the fucking Falcons. I think the Broncos.
Hey, the Jets were there too, though.
The Panthers, the Jets. Yes, everybody. There's still going to be movement. That's what that's
why
about.
Why would the Jets waste their time? I guess it's not a waste of time. Well, like you said, they're there to discuss some other things, maybe. So because they know certain people are going to be there, we'll meet up at Justin Fields Pro Day. Yeah, you know what? That makes a lot of sense.
And then there's going to be one more pro day, which is going to be Trey Lance's, and we're going to see who. It might be a handful of teams that goes there, but that's going to be meaningful for us because he's going to be the last quarterback we see. And prisoners of the moment, like we are, we're going to be screaming Trey Lance on April, whatever it is, 28th.
You're so right.
Yep.
I cannot wait.
I really think it is.
Man, look at
I just heard earlier.
Yeah.
So that guy, Pop, was it the caller Pop? The Pop?
Papa Dragon?
Or Papa?
Papa Dragon.
Yeah, dude, he was spitting some good facts. I really liked his call. And Trey Lance is pretty young, Ronbo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
is he at the ceiling and everything? Yeah, that was interesting.
Boy, he's young. Yeah, he's young, but he's 20. Is that right?
Yeah.
20 years old?
I think he just made 20.
Yeah, and that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, so if he can sit, and like I'm saying, my plan is always to keep Jimmy G because he's going to give us the best opportunity to win.
Yeah, next year.
But, if I trade, front office, John Lynch, he's always willing and dealing, so he might try to get a pick for him.
You know what?
But I really want this work.
Mike just brought up something that actually could be possible. I have to succeed to that. Because
No.
You don't think so?
He's not going to go for He's not going to go 15.
Because I'm thinking Belichick still wants his guy, and Belichick's going to trade up with that 15th pick if he can. So
he's going to trade up for a 29-year-old. Okay, he's not the same Jimmy G he traded away.
That's true.
I don't know if we fucked him up or if he didn't develop himself, but he's not going to give up a first-round pick. He's not going to get played like that. Never in his life he's going to get played like that. No, we're going to get – I sincerely, to my heart, I really think I hope we get a second or a third back for him. That's
why
the real
the 49ers
competition.
said number 1 pick. They're not really interested in getting rid of him, or else they take any deal. So yeah, that's true. Do you know you need this kid that's coming in? He's going to need a minute. A lot of fans have lost their mind, thinking that the kid's just going to walk right in, off the campus, on the NFL field, and just look like he did when he left his school. That is so strange. Well, it's only because of this year. It's Jimmy. Anything about Jimmy? Get him out of here. Any child, high schooler, can come in here and do what he does. I say, okay, get out of here with that. Hey, Yeah, we ran out of time, Sal. The clock ran out on us. Hey, let me see you Friday, okay?
All right, Ronbo. I'll see you later.
Looking forward. All right, Sal. Thanks, man.
All right, you too. You have a good night. Thank you.
You too. Bye. And 49ers Ultimate Report, Kyle Shanahan has been forced to non-mobile quarterbacks because he was a coordinator in Houston, Cleveland, WFT, and Falcons. Jimmy G was not his guy, Fields Lance. I don't know about that. Everybody says Jimmy G wasn't his guy, but he could have rejected him. I don't agree with that. But thanks for contributing. I don't think that one's right. Hey, Russell, because he could have got rid of him that year. Could have cut him.
My gosh.
Hey, Russ.
Why you always put me after all these super cool cats come in here and make so many good statements, and then I feel like, man, they just said everything I wanted to say. Even that dude said,
yeah, you got to come up with something
Poppy
else,
had
Russ.
some good shit to say too.
Who?
All right.
Yeah.
I said he even said Poppy had some good stuff to say
Oh,
too.
no,
And I was like,
he
yeah,
always
that was
comes in
fast,
prepared.
dude.
Yeah.
No. I just called to say hi. Say hi to the fam, man.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy is over on Grant Cohen, I was checking his channel out one time, and I got into a slight altercation with a guy, and I said, and actually I shouldn't say this because all our fans are gonna be like, dude, you're stupid, but it's okay, I can handle it.
Yeah.
I thought Justin Fields had. Yeah, you have to, dude.
Yeah.
You can't please everyone all the time, right?
Yeah. If you're going to be on social media, you got to be tough. If you're a wimp, don't even bother. They'll beat you up. I love that stuff.
No doubt.
Oh, man. Hey, bring it. Bring it. But go
But
ahead.
no, I was going to say, I thought Justin Fields had a really awkward throwing motion, and it just kind of brought me back to the old not Drew Brees, Fields' his name, Chargers quarterback Philip Rivers. You know, he just kind of seemed like he had a awkward throwing motion.
Oh,
you know,
please don't tell me that's. I didn't watch. I saw one throw or two. I saw all his throws. I didn't see anything unusual about his throwing motion. No, Philip Rivers.
No, you might be right. And this is where I said that, and they're like, "You're just following narrative, and you suck," and they're like, "Blah blah blah." I'm like, "Fuck you," you know. Excuse my I said, "Screw you," you know.
I got to tell you, Russ. I've learned to do. I almost do that too about 90% of the time when I'm on Twitter. You got to relax a second and come up with a really good zinger. I'm learning to do that now. When people come at me knowing if I had an apparatus that I could push a button and punch them in the face, I would. So what you do is chill out.
Hey, you know what they call that? You know what they call that, sir?
Rage.
Wisdom. No, wisdom. You said hold off a minute. Me, I'm like, guess what's for? You know, come here. But no, I try to be as nice as I can to everybody, and I know, you know what, being a warrior on a keyboard don't make you a good person in real life. So, I try to be as real if I was talking to you face to face as if I wasn't, you know.
Yeah.
So
and that's what
with
you
that
should
being
do.
said, though, you know, but the whole thing I'm tripping on is the more I'm learning about the Fields, the more I'm admitting maybe I was wrong. I didn't know the cat was so darn smart, you know, and you know, I don't know. We got to look forward to that because as soon as Sam Darnold went bye-bye, I was like, dang it, we're getting someone else. Because I was starting to want Zach Wilson, but I ain't going to lie now. I'm almost believing the hype with the fam. You know, if Justin Fields is that good, he's that stout. The couple highlight videos I watch, which ain't crap because I'm nobody. I'm some dude talking to my friend on the phone because I love you and I love my fam.
Yes.
But no, I didn't think he was the one, but he's turning out he's a pretty dope ass person, and you know that's why you don't judge a book by its cover. And touche on me, you know, I didn't hate him, but I just didn't think he was the cat, you know, because it's either going to be him or Trey Lance. It's got to be. It ain't going to be Mac Jones.
Because you saw him at Ohio State, right? There's some times at Ohio State that I couldn't understand why everybody's getting all excited, but after seeing him today, I can see where he has huge potential. Russ?
You know what? I put a faith in the guys we got. We're golden, and if they felt that strong to move up 3 places, which still to this day I kind of think I don't know about that, but hey, I put it into people that are smarter than I am, put it in their hands, and hopefully for the best, because that's what they're there for.
Yeah, and the problem is, Russ, I'm still a little concerned about Kyle and C.J. Beathard, though. This is what I think that's in the back of everybody's mind. And then there was conversation going around the facility at Santa Clara that people were trying to talk Kyle out of Mac Jones. These are things that you can believe because we've known Kyle for how many years now? I don't have a problem with Mac Jones. I don't know enough about Mac Jones to criticize him. I've seen him, and I didn't see anything terribly wrong with him. But everybody else talks about Mac Jones like he's the worst
if he has
thing.
a DUI,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I love how people hate on him because he made a mistake. Like, who cares? I've been to, and forgive me, I'm being truthful, I've been to prison for marijuana, but it was for marijuana. I never hurt no one. But
Russ
it's,
doesn't
like,
mind
I got
sharing.
caught with a lot, but you can't judge a book by its cover,
I mean, especially for one who likes to recreate. I mean, as long as you're not, if it's recreational stuff, drinking, weed, the guy was on heroin and the guy's tooting up way too much cocaine. I got a problem with him. But, things that you do on casually and on the weekend or something like that, as long as it's not real serious, you're not submitting it or giving it to kids. I mean, people need to relax.
Oh
about
no,
those things.
100%. No, it was all for people that had cancerous issues, or it was all medicinal, and that's all I messed with. So I was always proud of myself when I said, if I helped one person, I'm proud of that. But it was about 10 years ago, 12 years ago, so it wasn't quite as legal as it is now.
Well,
but I knew I was running against the wind because I knew I was out of what you call regulation. So,
that's why you're so much
I
fun.
paid the price. I paid the $5.
We got to go, fam. But Russ,
Yes, sir.
Friday, if you get a chance, get back in there. Don't worry about the pressure of some of the posts of people call in here. You just be Russell. I love it. We'll see you.
You got it, boss. You got it. And you had some great advice as well. If you got something dumb to say, you know what? Hold off a minute and say it later, because that's wisdom right there, Mr. Rombo.
Thanks, man.
Good night, sir. Good night, fam.
Bye,
guys.
Hey, Blight, fam. Like GB Fool, the guy's most idiotic post you've ever seen. I zing him all the time. He comes in. He never zings me. Hey, all right. 49ers Ultimate Report. Kyle was a force. Oh, yeah. We did that already. Hey, which is this dollar bill? Will? No, it's what? No. Are we going to Atlanta? Or are we going to Bill? Oh, no. We already did this. So hey, Wild Bill.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Man, Bill, it's like
I did it a while ago on my birthday, but your pen didn't work. Oh, I thought I'd let you know about that. Can you hear me?
I'm sorry. I production is like weirding me out. Okay. Anyway, 49ers Ultimate Report. Call was forced to use a quarterback he has. Schwab in Houston was backup. RG3 owner pick. Hoyer and Browns. Ryan Atlanta. And Lynch trade for Jimmy G is what I'm saying. And I believe that Kyle signed off on that. He wanted what's his name in Cousins, but he liked Jimmy. It looked like he did. Anyway, hey Bill, sorry. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you kind of broken up.
All right, give me just a sec. All right, is this better?
Yeah, that's better. All right, go ahead, Bill. We're talking about the Fields Day today. As notice I said field day. It was a field day today, and everybody's all worked up about it. And it looks like Kyle's worked up about it. So we're going to see what happens with that. And then because we got to wait for Trey Lance on Monday. But John Beck is the guy that Kyle's been listening to this whole time. And I tied him into this because I said, whatever John Beck is telling, because John Beck is Kyle's eyes and ears with both of these guys, Trey Lance and Justin Fields. And now I'm hearing from Shea Lewis that Mike and Kyle actually sent Beck over to work with these two guys. So this was planned from a long time ago. It sounds like we're getting bits and pieces, Bill, of a master plan that's been in motion for a while.
He
like he's trying to sell one of the two so that he can ensure to have one of them. Because the Jets, playing trickery, they might trade their pick.
See,
And if that happens, he wants to make sure that he can get one of the two. I think, or one of the three. It could be Mac Jones. I don't know who he's going to pick.
Bill, good point. Because you can't trust the Bills. I mean the Jets. You cannot. You know the Jacksonville's what they're going to do pretty much. But you can't trust the Jets. And you can't trust anybody below your number 3 either. You got to be right where you are. So people are saying, 49ers would never draft that, use that kind of capital. No. For positioning, you do what you got to do. It ain't necessarily about the pick.
In a couple years, we might get solid back. That Jets organization is toxic.
I already said that the other day.
And the owner chooses who he wants at the end of the day, whether he wants to trade it or he wants to pick. It doesn't matter. Saleh wants this guy, that guy, and this guy. The owner is stupid. So he might trade the pick off 2 or 3, whatever. The 2 or 3 picks, get rid of it, and he might trade it to one of the guys. Seattle wants to jump over us and get Trey Lance. That's who they want.
Seattle?
I've heard rumors of that. I've been listening to a bunch of Mr. Norm Cam, and there's a guy that I talked to on the PlayStation when I played with him. He sat in with the Seattle Seahawks, and he says that they want Trey Lance.
Well, Rusty Wilson is not getting any younger. What is Russ now, 35? 36?
They want to build for the next future because they know that if they don't get their quarterback this year, it's probably another 5 or 6 years to get one. And the next good prospect that I know that's coming out is Peyton Manning's brother. So that's going to be a minute that I know of. The next generational talent, I don't even know his name. But yeah, like I said, it's looking for a while for Seattle, and they're going to be guaranteed to get him. So,
Yeah, I can't wait. Russ has only got a couple more seasons, and they're not going to renew his contract because what are they going to pay Russ? Russ is going to walk in there, 40 years old. I expect at least $55 million a year. Well, Russ, you're going to have to find that somewhere else. We're moving on, and here's what we're going to give you today. Goodbye.
I hope they get Trey Lance, but, who knows? They might get Fields. They might a name, Zach Wilson. They might get, someone else. We can't be for sure what the organization of the Jets are going to do. So before the end of, before we even start calling it, we got to see what moves they make. We know the Jaguars are getting Trevor Lawrence. That's false.
Yeah, that's for definite.
Yeah.
Yes.
So number 2, who's going at number 2? Who is? We got to figure out which team might get who. Figure out the prospect. Okay, we might think, okay, well, the Jets are getting Zach Wilson, and then come draft day or come before draft day, the Jets trade their pick away to somebody we don't know, we can't talk about, and they go up and they grab the guy we want or get Fields or get Lance. I can't really call.
That's why the 49ers gave themselves options. They're going to be happy with Lance or Fields, I guess, because there's no way that all 3, I mean, Wilson's already gone. There's no way all 3 are gone. So. No, absolutely not. I don't know. And that'd be cool, but I don't want to see us get rid of Jimmy like that unless we got another quarterback. I mean, is Josh Rosen, is he good? Is he going to work out for us? Or is he better than Jimmy? If he's better than Jimmy, he's panning out, then yeah, get rid of Garoppolo, but I don't know about those guys. They're not. Yeah, the 49ers, if Jimmy's healthy, he can run them right into the playoffs. Now, the thing is, though, if we don't have an off-season activity, that's going to put us in a bind, too, because that quarterback that we're picking up, he needs some seasoning. Regardless of what people say, he needs some work before he comes in and starts taking over, because they'll eat him alive in the NFL if you ain't ready to go. So we're going to see.
Right.
Hey.
Well, I want to see some Super Bowls. That way I can sit here and pray to here in Dallas, up in here in Texas, tease these punks about their cowgirls being sucky and laugh right at them. So, hey, I want to shout out.
Okay. Oh, you heard me. I was trying to. We got to go. All right, Bill. You ready? Give my message tonight too. Niners! Man, Bill. Bill, have a great night.
Oh, I can't wait to buy a new jacket, man.
You're funny.
Six-time Super Bowl champions. You have a nice day.
You too. Thanks, Bill. And it's Chill Pill. Phil, come on in.
Hey, Ronbo.
Phil, I'm telling you, man, it's the Trey fever today, and you know, so you listen to all the perspectives tonight. It's really funny because Big Show says everybody needs to calm down. Others have gone completely crazy. Phil, where you and tell me about John Beck, and where are you at on this matter?
Well, as soon as Shanahan's pictured at Trey Lance's pro day, then everybody will be on the Trey Lance bandwagon. It really doesn't matter. I think, Big Show's right. Don't get excited about pro days. I mean, all it is about the coach watching the ball come out of the quarterback's hands and then having an interview with the guy live, so you can see facial expressions and everything else.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's really meaningless. It's a tape that's going to make or break someone.
True.
But one thing that does concern me about Fields is playing under center, having your back to the play, and then turning and throwing.
Yeah.
With play action pass.
Mm-hmm.
And
with
that's
guys coming at you 100 miles an hour.
Done.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something Trey Lance has done, so you don't have to train him on that. And those are critical fundamentals. Alex Smith took a whole year to get developed under center. He was having a hard time the first year he came out of college and never took a snap under center. But it's a big part of Kyle Shanahan's game. So
it took Jimmy a while
agree
too. Jimmy didn't.
With Big
he
Show
wasn't playing
on
under
that.
center. Yeah.
But I don't agree with Big Show on. I mean, Philadelphia proved that they were willing to trade the 6th pick and go back to 12 for a future first rounder and the 12th pick. Miami did that. So Mac Jones would have made it to the 6th pick. He would have. So I don't think it's Mac Jones. I think it's either Trey Lance or Fields.
Justin Fields.
But, I could be wrong. The Niners have done weird things in the past. But,
it's one or the other. It's either Lance or Fields. It's one or the other.
I think so. Think so. But, don't put too much credit on pro days.
It's fun to watch them throw, and you can see what the power of the arm anyway.
I'm in the Trey Lance camp because I think, they say he's a project, but what rookie quarterback is not a project? And I disagree. I think Jimmy's going to play the whole season if he doesn't get hurt. The reason is, how many quarterbacks have been ruined by being thrown into the NFL, which is much faster than college, much more complicated. You're playing with men instead of boys. And I think you could ruin a guy. His whole confidence could be ruined if he screws up. And I think you'd lose the locker room as well. So, each player on that team wants to win. And if they don't have the best chance of winning and the Niners give up the season, that's why I thought that guy who said, we don't have to win the Super Bowl this year. We don't have to win this year. I mean, come on, what kind of idiot says those things? Every player on that team wants to win the Super Bowl, and they don't like to throw seasons out the door for a rookie quarterback.
Well, and Phil, it's like Kyle always says, I'm going to work with the guy that gives you the best chance to win. So, and that is not a rookie that has not done anything yet. He's not shown Kyle anything other than the fact that you look good. Let's see what you look like at this level. That's what they're looking at. But
So also I want to correct you on Sudfeld. He's not making that much. He's only making $990,000, which is the league minimum for a guy with his amount of years in the league. So
the kid, the guy that got coming in from Philadelphia, the quarterback. Yeah,
yes,
but we have a guy making 137. Well, I think it's Rosen.
You can't. Rosen's making $870.
Okay.
Which is his league minimum. And so, and Sudfeld got $200,000. I think it's $200,000 in the signing bonus to bring him in. But that's nothing in the NFL. That's nothing.
Yeah, no, I know.
That's throwaway.
I mean, John Lynch probably walks around that with. I mean, one of our guys probably walks around that in their
Sudfeld's going to compete with. He's going to compete with Rosen for the third quarterback.
That's
and we're keeping 3 quarterbacks. That's.
Yeah.
Kyle has always shown he wants 3 quarterbacks in the room, and he's given up another position for an extra quarterback. And he's always done that. So I just think that he's just trying to get us stronger as the backups because they've been burnt in the past, and they think Sudfeld is better than Rosen, possibly, and they're going to compete.
And
so,
Nick and CJ could say goodnight. Yeah. So now you got a potential for rookie and Sunfeld, yeah. So.
Yeah, and I think with their contracts, they're both cuttable. So I mean, it doesn't make any difference.
Well, Phil, I don't know.
But anyway,
we're gonna have to go. Let's see if Friday for more than words of wisdom from Phil. Love it.
Okay, Ronbo. All right.
Have a great night.
All right, bye.
Night. And hey, Tony.
Ronbo, how are you?
Tony, have you guys heard from Dallas? I understand that Jerry is hell bent. I'm waiting for the Atlanta Falcons to say, and Jerry Jones has reached out to the Atlanta Falcons looking for a trade deal. Seems he is going to have Kyle Pitts, or somebody's going to die.
Somebody has to die then, because we open the business. I haven't heard anything lately, though, but just to give you a couple of news. Well, before the news, your squad, Ronbo, don't disagree with me with this.
No.
Trey Lance reminds me of a young Steve Young.
Yeah, Lance is definitely that boy has got skills, and he should be left-handed. He can throw. Oh, I think he's got a bigger arm than Steve ever did.
Have you seen those guns on him? His arms.
Yeah,
he's got some guns for a quarterback, man.
And the ball feels it too. That ball flies down the field like a missile, deep downfield, and
he just reminds me of Steve Young when he was in college and when he was at the LA Express.
Yeah, you can barely see the ball or the receiver, and the ball hits him. I said, camera angle's messing with me.
And he's smart like Steve Young, and Kyle Shanahan likes smart quarterbacks.
Yeah. He insists on it. So, yeah, he looks like the real deal. Trey Lance, though, I tell you, Tony, they say Lance is every bit as intelligent. He runs his own offense under center. So, on Monday, Trey's got the phone today. Let's see what happens Monday. Are people going to feel the same way about him? I don't know.
Now, I got a question with you about that. I heard you, some of your callers, and you were thinking talking about it. The Jets blowing smoke and going to take Fields.
Yeah. And like Papa Dragon said, they're watching the 49ers because they think the 49ers got better sense than they do. So they're going to see what the 49ers do and go that direction. I said,
Yeah.
Whoa, you may have something there.
And Big Show made a lot of sense. Everybody needs to calm down about pro days. Just calm down. It's pro days.
Yeah.
A lot can happen after the pro days.
Mm-hmm.
But Clowney finally signed with Cleveland.
How much?
Check this out, Ronbo. 1 year, $10 million.
Oh.
But Clowney is stupid, Ronbo. I don't know if I think I told somebody on the Atlanta bloggers.
Mm.
Last year, you remember in 2019, Clowney was with Seattle, right?
Right.
With the Seahawks.
Yeah.
In 2020, this time last year, he was holding out for over $20 million a year. There were no takers. Seattle offered him 3 years, $55.5 million, which is $18.5 million a year, and he turned it down. Him and his agent turned it down. He is dumb.
He'll never get another offer like that either. He's a Clowney.
No.
Clowney doesn't realize he's not that good. I mean, he never gets anything done. And Quentin, the guy over in Indianapolis, owns him and owned him in front of everybody. So, you know.
Quentin Nelson. Yep.
Yeah. I don't know who Clowney thinks he
Yep.
is.
I bet you're glad. See, I was glad he turned it down now. He signed 1 year for Tennessee last year. He would never see. He should have took that $18.5 million, Ronbo. He should have took that.
I agree. Clowney does have he's got an overinflated opinion of himself, for one thing. He's never going to accept anything less than that. He still thinks he's a premier edge rusher, and his stats,
No.
5, 6, 7 sacks.
Yeah, he was
Hawks.
never that. He's good against the run. He was never a premier pass rusher, never.
So, I don't know.
And at his press conference, he said, well, I know when I'm wanted, and this team wanted me. I'm like, yeah, Seattle wanted you too. You would have had $55.5 million in security, but you turned that down being greedy.
Hey, the Cardinals, they got another running back from the Steelers. You know, the Cardinals are
They're
quietly.
good, Ronbo.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Connor.
J.J. Watt on one side, Chandler Jones on the other, and I like me some A.J. Green after Julio Jones.
And they got
I think they got the best receiving core in football.
They got a veteran. They got a lot of veteran presence on that team. They got Connor running back, along with the running back they had. The 49ers really have a lot of trouble with to begin with. I'm a little concerned about the Cardinals, what they're doing. What's his name?
And Ronbo, check this out. They come out in a 3-4 wide receiver set. You put Fitzgerald in the slot. You got DeAndre,
wait.
AJ Green.
Oh, hey, didn't Fitz retire? He's been talking about it. He's gonna tell people. Has he told anybody yet whether he's gonna retire?
I thought he retired, and then he changed his mind. That's from what I heard.
I don't blame him. I mean, you know, I got D-Hop. I got AJ. Hey, man, let me play one more time. I believe we could wrap it up this time. God.
Yep. If they don't have an offensive line to protect Murray, it ain't going to matter.
Let's see what they do with the draft. It's not going to help. Your first round, your draft pick is an offensive lineman on the draft. Unless you get Panay or somebody like that, you still going to get it ain't going to help none. So you're right.
Yep.
So
and we signed today. We signed kick returner, wide receiver Cordell Patterson. I might decent move.
Yeah.
He'll help our field position. And,
I was looking at him because he's a good returner. Good field position is important. Tony,
not a good receiver though.
Yeah, you know. Well, you got plenty of good receivers.
Yes, sir.
Tony, good stuff, man. I'll see you Friday if you get a chance.
Yeah, keep an eye on them Jets, Ronbo.
I know, but I don't trust them. I really
play
don't.
chess with you.
Yeah. Oh.
Always good talking to you, man. I'll see you Friday.
Same here, Jody. Appreciate you. All right.
Take care.
Have a good. Bye. And there he is, one of the founding members of TMT. He is Trey from Phoenix. Longer walk today than usual. Come on in, Trey.
Finally. And I do mean. Brother Ronbo.
You forgot
how are you doing
Trey, you haven't
tonight,
said it
sir?
yet. You forgot to say finally. I didn't hear the last one.
And I do mean finally.
All right. Fabulous, Trey. Fabulous. Just sit back here and like everybody else, I'm oogling over Trey Fields throwing. That boy can throw the ball. Yes, indeed.
How we doing tonight, Brother Ronbo? We doing all right?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. It couldn't be any better.
Doing all right?
Yeah. Well, absolutely fabulous, yes.
I mean, I need to make sure. I mean, can you hear me loud? Can you hear me clear? I want to make sure.
Oh, yeah, no, you're coming in clear. It's great.
Okay, because it's been a little bit cute. It's been a little bit cuddly for the last 30 minutes
you
of the
like
program.
Trey. You like Trey. I mean, you like Fields. What do you mean? I thought you was going to be
I do.
appreciating
So
that.
I mean, I had a couple of questions for you, Ronbo, but they can only be answered if I can get an install.
Uh-oh.
Do you mind?
Okay. And now, a midweek, let me holler at you.
All you Jimmy G
I knew
supporters
that was
seem to like Mac Jones. You guys
What?
seem to like Mac Jones. Here's the funny thing.
Now, this is
They
how
call
things
Mac
get started.
Jones. See, they call Mac Jones the most NFL ready, right? Right, Ronbo?
I've heard
Ready to
that.
play right now.
I've heard that.
Ready to play right now. Ready to play right now.
Okay.
Shanahan's offense, right?
Mm.
Here's the funny thing. Why would you draft a guy, trade up 2 first-round picks in the future and a third for a guy that's ready to play right now if you want Jimmy G to be your quarterback?
Oh, that's where you're going with that. Okay.
Why would you do that? I don't understand that, right? That doesn't make sense. That's not a chess move.
Why not? You're not
You
bringing
see?
CJ and Nick.
That's not that's not an upside move, though. There's not a lot of upside to that. But there is a lot of upside to trading up to grabbing a guy with so much potential. Just a moldable piece of clay that just needs a little bit of seasoning. If you believe you have your quarterback for this year. Because Lord knows, when that blitz comes on week 2, we're going to need somebody to step in. We all know it. No, we're not even going to.
Everybody knows how qualified and ready to roll a rookie would be. Yes.
Well, here's the funny thing, and I'm glad you said that, sir, because here's the funny thing. The last time Kyle Shanahan, he had a rookie quarterback, well, he took him to the playoffs. We're not going to get into that, but you know how that goes. So it's not unheard of. It's not unheard of for Kyle to tweak it and make it work, especially when you have a better team with us, a better defense with us, better coaching with us, better ownership with us.
Especially when you want to get rid of Jimmy under no.
And no, it's not about Jimmy. It's not about Ronbo. Jimmy, he's done.
Started off with
Ronbo.
Jimmy, remember?
He's done. It's over.
Mac Jones.
Jimmy's done.
And then you
Jimmy's the past, Ronbo.
The people who like Jimmy,
Jimmy's
you
the
connected
past.
Mac Jones to it. Trey.
He's the past, Ronbo. He's the past, okay? He's the past. Whether we get Mac Jones, whether we get Justin Fields, whether we get Trey Lance, let's keep it 100. TNT wants Justin Fields.
Trey, move on to your next point. I got it. God.
My next point, Ronbo, and I'm glad that you asked about my next point because my next point actually encompasses kind of that. We lead the league. We lead the league in yak. We lead the league 6.2, number 1 in the NFL with that. The only thing that can make yak even more dangerous.
With no George and no Debo, and that was pretty special.
Exactly, Ronbo. That's scheme right there. I mean, that's Nick Mullins. Think about that though. Think about it, Ronbo. That's Nick Mullins.
That's Kyle Shanahan's offense, Trey. All right, go ahead.
So he can do that. So he can do that with just about any quarterback. I mean, you wouldn't say that. Justin Fields is more talented than Nick Mullins, right?
Nick's been around for how many years, Trey?
Oh, okay. Yeah. We're talking about talent, Ronbo. We're not talking about.
But I'm just saying.
I mean, don't disrespect Nick Mullins.
You can
Ronbo,
run the program
wait a minute.
because you've been in it for a long
time. Don't disrespect Nick Mullins, Ronbo.
I didn't.
Because when Nick Mullins was a rookie, hold on. Look, Nick Mullins' first year, he broke an NFL record with George Kittle.
Yeah.
George Kittle's best season was with Nick Mullins. All pro. How about that? Shanahan could do it with anybody, but you just won't believe. And
that's still disrespecting Nick, and that's the
I'm not. I'm not. Y'all hate Nick.
Wait,
I love Nick. Y'all
let me
hate
say
Nick.
this about that because Nick actually knew the playbook. Shanahan said there's only one person who knows the playbook as well as I do.
Anybody but CJ. Anybody but CJ.
Yeah.
Give him Justin Fields. Give him Trey Lance. Let me put you on the hot seat, Ronbo.
Give him anybody
in front of 40. In front of the slogan. Anybody but Jay. I mean,
anybody but Jimmy. Just get Jimmy the hell out of
anybody.
Here. I don't matter who it is.
I mean, we don't have to. He got himself out here. He did it to himself, Ronbo. He did it to himself. When you signed Field and delivered that number 3
No,
pick,
he didn't. He got hurt.
Yeah, he did.
Trying to win a football game. And those who have no appreciation of him kicked him like a dog, laying down on the ground hurt. This is why I don't have.
Are you saying that our front office has no respect for him?
Else, after Jimmy got us out of the gutter, he got hurt, and everybody dogged him. Like I say,
that sounds real sentimental. That sounds like a cute and cuddly bedtime story.
And come down and
Jimmy held us tight and groomed us right. Let's be honest, Ronbo. Okay, Jimmy came in here and played serviceable. None of this great heroic stuff happened. You guys sing about this guy like he won a Super Bowl. This is
came close.
This is ridiculous. Oh, exactly. Close. What is this? Horseshoes and hand grenades? We gotta
Trey,
go, Ronbo. Now we celebrating almost making it. This is how far we've come.
We got to go.
Almost winning the Super Bowl.
Get it here Friday, and you can continue to beat up on Jimmy.
No, we're not gonna be. That guy's old.
You're gonna
news,
do it every
okay?
time.
I
Jay.
promise.
You hate him. You hate him, and this is your.
I don't
MO.
hate him. I
Every
don't.
time you
He's
call him,
done.
you're gonna go after Jimmy.
I'm gonna
I'm
bask
used
in
to
it.
it.
I told you he was gone.
Okay.
TNT took ridicule for months, telling you that Jimmy was out of here. You didn't
And he
believe
ain't
it. You
going
said
yet,
he
which
wouldn't
is so
trade
funny.
up.
I don't know why you guys
Oh.
are celebrating prematurely. But anyway, we'll see.
Oh,
Trevor,
okay.
we'll
All right,
we'll
we
see
get the
Friday.
champagne popping with TNT. We out of here. Thank you, production, for the time. Thank you, Rombo. Shout out to my fam. Shout out to the team. Hey, shout out to Niner Mike. He always loves what TNT does. He has always got a good word for us.
Yeah.
We
You
appreciate
haters
it.
all stick together. I love it. But anyway, it's okay.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Good night, Trey. We gotta go.
All right, Robert. Peace. Yes, sir.
Peace. I don't know what they're gonna do if Jimmy plays all year. They're probably not gonna survive that. Hey, all right, speaking of, it got my boy Jay. When Jay doesn't answer, I hope it's not truck drive. We have two Jays. Ellis! Could be our phone.
Ronbo.
Ah, there he is. Ellis! Come on in, man.
What's going on, family?
Ellis, we're looking at the we're going over the awesome day that Fields had out there showing his incredible arm talent. And then I was also noticing that Kyle has a man inside. And according to Shay, he was hired to go out and work with Fields and Lance a while back. I think he's been working, though, Shay's information may be a little, I think he's been working with Fields for a number of months because he only started working with Lance the last few weeks. Maybe they did send him over for Lance, though, for sure. But Ellis, how much does it help to know those little nuances and things about a player to help you make your decision? I'm thinking Beck may be feeling him just because whichever way they're leaning, it's going to be interesting to begin with, right? So, but what are you thinking about this situation? And whatever you want to say about Justin Fields, I love doing that.
The dude Beck, did he hire him, or was this like a long-term hire to be a part of the staff, like Scangarello, or is this just like intermittent, like in between this process?
He's an independent.
Using him to like scout them and train with them or something.
No. Ellis, he's an independent. He'll go to any team that calls him. He's a quarterback coach for hire.
Okay. So he's probably using him to get some intel and see who he thinks, or to get his opinion on who's the best fit. But I didn't get to see all of the passes. I just got to see clips. So whoever's hopefully I'll catch it on YouTube or something. I didn't see the whole thing. I know. I seen him at the first pro day, and I've seen him throw the ball. I've seen some of his tape, man. And I mean, he's a great quarterback, and you can't take that away from him because that's.
No,
you'd be a hater. Yeah, and I don't got those kind of bones in my body, so I'm gonna call it like it is. He's a great quarterback. Yeah, 100%. And so it's gonna come down to basically who does Kyle feel more comfortable with? Who does he feel like he can get more of his control with? Who is he? He's gonna go through and scan and go based on his own, his own personal little. Checklist and analysis and make the final, pick. But I just hope that he's not doing this with Justin Fields and Trey Lance and just doing these things and setting up these things with him just to throw everybody off and pick somebody else, because then he's really going to be on a lot of people's shit list.
That's
so,
true. It's one or the other.
Let me just, Kyle, don't do that, okay, Kyle?
It's not gonna be
don't do that. We're feeling a lot more better now that we see that you got these two guys, that he's working with, and he's got this. I'm cool with either one, but I'm still going with Trey. We got to keep the same energy. And 100%. But I would not be mad if we got Justin Fields. I would be mad and disappointed if we got anybody else in the two, to be honest.
considering all what we did and all the capital. But it's a nice smoke screen with the McCorkle thing. I think it's part of the, you know, it's supposed to happen that way. You're supposed to be drawing attention to a certain set of guys and throwing it off, and you know, it's supposed to be a mix of everything. So at this point, Justin Fields.
I'm still confused about that. But why? It's your number 3.
You know, because it's like chess. You know, the league, the players. I mean, the coaches are playing chess with each other because there's a lot of who's he picking, who's he. You know, like Jerry Jones right now. You know, these guys, these teams, he can't trade up to get to 4 like that. You know, because Falcons want a quarterback unless they're getting the best player available, you know, and then they can kind of go back. But I'm just, you know, saying because there's some teams that secretly may want a quarterback, you know, now that they're seeing. I was listening to, the Detroit Lions head coach was talking about, you know, we're going to evaluate, you know, we're going best player available again, but him seeing all of these quarterbacks and, you know, doing all these great throws and this, that, and the other is a bit enticing. So, you know, Detroit could be trying to go QB and not best player available or lineman or whatever they might have been projected. So you just really don't know. So they got to play the game. They got to all play each other and throw everybody off and have everybody all over the place arguing and comparing and contrasting.
Didn't Detroit spend a lot on golf? Didn't they give the Rams? No, the Rams gave them. Well, how did that work? No, the Rams gave them picks. Yeah. Okay. Never mind.
Yeah. So they're you know, they very well could be in the mix of trying to do something, or not. You know what I mean? Because they're so rich with so much great talent. You know, that quarterback stuff. Once, you know, 3, 4 of them, 5 of them go, then it's not going to be really a commodity, and all the other great players can pour in. But
one of them will stand out.
Yeah. So I mean, but I can't wait to see what Trey Lance is going to do, and you know, then we can be able to look at the tape from both of the guys. You know, Kyle very well may know who he wants anyway. And he may not even need these 2, you know, these things that he's got going on right now. He might already have his guy picked.
Yeah.
And you know,
some people
that relationship with Justin Fields and all that. Yeah, that relationship with Fields or that history in some capacity is going to, you know, have some relevance. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you never know, man. I'm interested in seeing what happens. You know, it's going to be Miami's going to be good pretty soon, man. I keep saying it.
If you had to bet, though, what quarterback do you think? I mean, I know you like Lance. I like Lance too, actually. Well, who do you think is going to take on draft night? Right at this hour, what do you think is going to happen?
Well, we have. Are we considering without seeing Lance, and because we seen Justin Fields? It's kind of.
In fact,
it's kind of unfair to make that.
Don't tell me. That's a bad question. Let's wait until Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, let's do that Monday.
Right.
Yeah, that sounds a lot better. Yes, sir, brother.
We can argue about that.
Appreciate you.
There's gonna be plenty of argument too.
You know it is.
All right, Ellis. Let me see you on Friday.
Yes, sir. Shout out to the Niner faithful. And yeah, man, it's gonna be real. It's gonna be real big, man. Jadeveon Clowney, man, that's crazy. But yeah, shout out. Make sure I hit that like and subscribe. We running those subscribers up still. Shout out to everybody that has been subscribing and supporting Brother Ronbo, man, in this platform.
Thanks,
and, yeah, we'll be back.
Right,
peace, brother.
Peace.
What's up?
There he goes. And it's truck driving. It's Big Rig Jay.
Bravo.
Jay, I pictured your face right next to Kyle and Justin with the big grin on your face.
Hey, Ronbo, check this out.
Yeah.
I keep telling you this and telling you that. Once we get Justin, you never go back. He is Rambo. 49ers practice what I preach.
You know, I thought you gave me that rhyme. Once you get Justin, you never go back to, and then give you the name. But you know what? I like Justin Fields. You know what I got to see, Jay, though? Justin's your guy, right? I still want to see what Trey Lance looks like on Monday. Because you think Justin's still going to beat him out?
It's already just Trey Lance ain't polished enough. He ain't ready enough. He
he got a lot of bust potential. You know what I mean? Him and the biggest bust of them all, Matt Jones. But he got, but he do got a lot of upside and a lot of talent, but he not ready for prime time.
Well,
Justin more ready.
The thing is, they say they both got the same level of brilliance. Shanahan may be impressed by that. And you know what's going to come down to in that case? It may not be polish as much as it is certain form, technique, and things that one can't do that the other can do. And Kyle really will appreciate one or the other for that particular. Because it's only going to be a small difference between the two. I got a feeling. Jay.
Oh, yeah. But then on top of that, you got to connect the dots, though. Shanahan worked, most of his staff and his father worked with that QB collective. And now John Beck.
Justin, yeah.
Yeah, with Justin. And John Beck, he been coaching Justin for the last 3-4 years. He been in college.
Yeah.
And John Beck also was Kyle Shanahan backup quarterback in Washington.
Yep.
So that's how they got their good relationship.
Yep. And he can trust him. That's one of those guys you can trust him no matter what, right? Because you've been around him too long. And he's a quarterback for hire. He ain't affiliated with no team in particular, so he's not going to have any problem telling the truth.
Oh, yeah.
And he knows what Kyle likes and doesn't like. Yeah. So.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. I just lost my train of thought what I was about to say.
Sing another song. I like that.
so much excitement today, you know what I mean? And Kyle Shanahan out there smiling, talking to Justin Fields, you know what I mean? When he had the mean mug all day watching Matt Jones. Oh, Mac Jones, my bad.
No, McCorkle. And now I'm finding out that McCorkle really is his name. I thought people was giving him a nerd name just because, just to pick at him. McCorkle. Why would you name your child McCorkle? Can you imagine?
Yeah, that's crazy.
No.
That's crazy. And then a lot of people talk about pro days ain't nothing, just somebody throwing on it. Well, it's much more than that. You know what I mean? If you take it in refuge, like this year, especially this year, all the teams who came to the pro days, all the teams they talking about trading. So that's a perfect place for all of them getting in one spot and, chop it up about trades.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's also, like Kyle, that's a chance to talk to the prospect while he's out there performing, and you can ask him to do certain things that you want to see out of your quarterback that you can't see in films or, or at the combine.
Mm-hmm.
So it is other than just seeing him throw.
Seeing him throw.
Is the reason they have a pro.
And they were running 49er drills. And now I realize Beck probably trained him up on how to run those drills. So made it easy.
Oh, yeah.
Because
as far as I read, he wasn't even there running the drills.
Who?
Yeah. What? So he stepped out. He ain't gonna be at Trey. He ain't gonna run Trey Lance drills either.
No, Trey's gonna be doing Kyle style drills too, from what he said.
Yeah, I mean they doing the drills, but John Beck's not gonna beat. They said John Beck wasn't there today.
No, he probably trained him up, but that's where he quit. That's it for him. And Kyle's going to ask him all the questions he wants. There's no need in him being there. He's probably busy anyway. So.
Oh, yeah. And, New England was there, talk to 49ers about Jimmy, try to re-talk him and
get a deal on that, huh?
We just want our second-round pick back.
And the Jets were there, which still boggles my mind.
No. Just playing mind games. They ain't sure who they want to take either. That's why Kyle Shanahan. That's why we cannot come out and just say who we want to take.
Yeah.
You take the lesser of the four names that you really don't. I mean, Matt Jones, and just throw him out there. Yeah. Everybody just figure, that's who you want, and
can't trust.
You just keep that suspense going.
That's true. Well, Jay, we're going to run out of time. I'm going to see you on Twitter. I always get a kick out of reading your posts, man. You be messing with me, man. I love it.
Already. That's what I'm here for.
Anyway, Jay, be careful out there, man. I'm going to see you Friday.
Already, Ronbo. Appreciate you. Appreciate your team. Appreciate the faithful. Love y'all much. And we on the Super Bowl 6. Bang, bang, not again. Let's get it. Justin Fields, number 3
All right.
overall pick, 2021.
You go. All right, fam.
Have a blessed one, Rambo.
You
Already.
too. Oh, there he goes. And it's the time. It's Dollar Bill Will. Oh, there, Will.
Ronbo, what's going on, my guy?
Oh man, I'm like looking at. I'm watching Justin Fields. I was pretty impressed with that arm talent today, and also I was looking at the fact that I just found out yesterday that John Beck, Kyle's had his finger on the pulse of this whole thing for the whole time. He's got a guy to give him one report after another, so to help him make exactly the right decision. What are you thinking about this situation?
Well, first off, I want to say I ain't seen Kyle smile like that in a long time. I really didn't. So.
Well, yeah, but last year during the draft, Ayuk, he was pretty smart. He was spinning around the chair laughing out loud. So it's been a year.
Yeah, but he's smiling. He ain't smiled in a long time, like for a quarterback in a minute. So, but yeah, man, I think it's Justin Fields, man. I'm pretty sure that after they see Trey Lance, then all the discussions is going to be talked about. But at the end of the day, I think it's going to be Justin Fields. I'm sorry, Justin Fields. The reason why is because Kyle has been, mentoring him since he was in high school. He went to his camp. He helped train him when he was in high school. So I think Kyle is more familiar with Justin Fields than Trey Lance and Mac Jones. I'm just gonna say we're not getting on Mac Jones. We're really not. Because Mac Jones, why would you want Mac Jones, a non-mobile quarterback, when we still got Mike McGlinchey on the right side of the line? Mike McGlinchey cannot pass pro block. He can't do that at all. So I really think Kyle and John is not trusting Mike McGlinchey. And I'm gonna tell you something. I think Mike McGlinchey might be on the hot seat. They haven't picked up his fifth-year option yet, and his fifth-year option is like $10.8 million or something like that. So we ain't about to get no non-mobile quarterback, and when you still got Mike McGlinchey on the right side of the ball who can't pass pro. And Mac Jones, when you play for Alabama, it's like being born into a rich family. Like, you born into a rich family, you already got everything that's waiting on you to make you feel comfortable. Alabama's been beating up the teams in the SEC for years. Like, Mac Jones really haven't been playing through rough competition. Justin Fields is the only quarterback out of all these guys that been through the most adversity, the most uncomfortable situations. He big games. He played in more big games. I mean, he's already been battle tested. He's already been through the mud with this. So he's already mentally and physically built for this. That's why I say that's why I really believe Justin Fields is the pick. And I don't know what everybody's saying about rookies can't come in and play. I'm not buying that. Nobody on this chat, nobody that be calling into your show is Jesus. Nobody's Jesus. You cannot determine a man's fate when he ain't even been in the NFL yet. Now, I can understand you can say that you think he'll do good, and you can say that you think he'll do bad, but you're just not going to come in here and just say Trey Lance or Justin Fields is going to come in here and be a bust, because it's proven that rookies have came into this league and succeeded. Joe Flacco went to the playoffs his rookie season. Ben Roethlisberger did it. Other quarterbacks did it. Coming in and being a rookie. So all this talk about a rookie can't come in and do this and do that, that's bullshit. And I ain't gonna let nobody come in here and say that bullshit, because nobody in here is Jesus. So I'm just gonna leave that at that. But Trey Lance gonna play one season. He's gonna play one season. That's it. He has a small sample size. I understand he's young. He has a big arm, and I like Trey Lance a whole lot. But you have to go with the most experienced guy, and that's Justin Fields. Justin Fields can make all the throws. all this talk about him being inconsistent, all that stuff is just being carried over by the media, and then people want to come on here and push it too. I ain't buying none of that. So I really believe Justin Fields is the pick. That's my belief is, and I think he's well equipped. He's pro ready, and I think that Jimmy gonna be gone by draft night. I really do. And besides, you had all these teams here on pro day. It wasn't only Justin Fields pro day, but it was also a business meeting. Now I'm gonna tell you this. I watched John Middlecoff. He used to be an NFL scout, and he still has connections to the league. Now somebody gave him info that the Broncos are sniffing around Jimmy. So now you now have another mobile quarterback. So now you have another mobile quarterback. I'm sorry, my daughter. Now you have another team that's willing to make a trade to John Lynch to get Jimmy. So there's gonna be teams left at the altar after all these quarterbacks are gone on draft. So I'm just saying, I understand it's wise to keep Jimmy, but you just can't leave out the fact that teams are going to be calling John, trying to seek a trade to get Jimmy, because there's going to be teams that are going to be needing a quarterback, like Washington, Denver. It's teams out there. So just don't. I mean, all this talk about, you know what I'm saying, y'all just saying that Jimmy G is a lot. Y'all don't know that. Because Broncos right. Trying to sniff him out.
All right. We go, and because we're out of time, we'll see you Friday if you get some time. All right.
All right, man.
All right. All right, Will. Have a good night, fam.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Santana.
Ronbo, how you doing, man?
Santana, man, I'm just like
it's
a Fields day, and the dude looked good. I mean, throwing.
Oh,
man.
But
it's like, every year, you look at a guy's pro day and the combine and things like that. Yeah, actually, there's been a lot of guys that look awesome during pro day. So you never know if that means they're going to be a great quarterback or not. But he did look good. I did say that, though. So, we got to wait for Trey Lance on Monday. Go ahead.
He looked good in college too, man, and he had the high stats too. So
yeah,
I mean, it's all there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The package is there. You know what I'm saying? Mac Jones, the Prius, got smoked by the Corvette today, man. He got left behind.
McCorkle mobile.
So.
I'm still not laughing. His name is McCorkle. I thought people made that name up. Just gave it to him. His name really is McCorkle. Anyway, also the guy John Beck has been coaching these guys, and that could be the difference between who gets picked because Kyle's going to want to know about certain habits and things like that. He's been coaching, though.
Yes,
he's been coaching Fields for a long time, though. So I don't know why Kyle would take his word. Well, he can't take his word, but he's not going to say anything great about Trey Lance. Fields is his guy. That's a long-time attachment. Why would I? If I've been coaching this kid for years, I ain't going to tell you this other guy's a little bit better in this area, this area, and this area. I guess that he's going to want to know those questions, though. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen with Kyle Shanahan, even in the league, is that he likes to bring guys that he knows. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That he's worked with in the past.
Yep.
And so, I mean, if anything, I feel like Justin Fields has the edge on that. And today I think it was just. I mean, they showed up, and I mean, Kyle Shanahan was smiling, and we don't see that often. And you could tell he was having a good talk with Justin Fields too. So but you know what? I watched the video, man, and I think what's really going to come down to, Ronbo, is between those two quarterbacks, Justin Fields and Trey Lance. And I think what they're doing, man, with having them run some of their drills is that. They're trying to get like a good look, who looks better throwing the ball with their a couple of their throws, So I think it comes down to those two guys, and I mean Mac Jones. I think he's out of the picture. I don't even think he was ever in it, to be honest. Yeah, and he's one of the only quarterback that hasn't worked with that coach, with that QB coach,
Zach
John
Wilson
Beck.
did.
Yeah. Zach Wilson did. So,
but you know it's gonna be funny though, Santana. If when they do finally 2-3 years down the line, if after they get established, as long as all of them are still in the league, it's gonna be funny to see which one is the best. If it's Jones, we're gonna have to laugh because we're gonna say back in remember 2021, we was all laughing about Mac Jones. That dude now, boy. Remember he said there's no way he'd beat anybody like Brady. He ain't lost but 3 games since he came in the league. Something crazy. We'll see.
we can't look, man. But I'm gonna tell you what, dude. I mean, I hear people, comparing Mac Jones to heard crazy things like Tom Brady and Andrew Luck and stuff like that. The difference between those guys and Mac Jones, those guys have an arm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't think Mac Jones has a great arm. So that's the difference between those guys. And I mean,
his highlights, though, when you look at his highlights, so he gets that ball to where it's supposed to go, though.
Yeah, but have you seen him when he's under pressure? He underthrows and he overthrows.
He's never at Bama. He was never under pressure.
Oh yeah, well when I've seen a couple of them when he's under pressure, he underthrows or overthrows. So he crumbles. So I mean, but you know what I did see interesting in the video that I saw was John Lynch was actually standing almost kind of right next to Justin Fields while he was throwing. He was closer up watching him.
Yeah,
and I don't know if anybody noticed that, but like Kyle Shanahan was standing a little bit behind, it looked like he was talking to the coach, the Ohio State coach. And
I've only seen the footage. Maybe it's on YouTube, I guess, because they wouldn't let you see anything.
This one was a good 4-minute video, Ronbo.
Where'd you find that?
And you see, I was on YouTube. I don't know. I could probably send it to you through
I'll go
Insta or
search
something.
it because I got from Bleacher Report. I got that as soon as it came out, but there was nobody but him throwing downfield.
Yeah. No. This one you can see, like I said, Kyle Shanahan talking to the coach, and then you see John Lynch closer up to Justin Fields, kind of like actually, looking at him directly closer up,
Yeah, that's
yeah. So hopefully we get Justin Fields, man. I mean, I'm getting scared because of the Jets now.
I know,
what
right?
I'm saying? But
I can't believe.
Hopefully.
Zach Wilson's good. Everybody said he's hot.
Yeah, no. He's good. I wouldn't have an issue with them coming to us, but I really want Justin Fields. That's it, man. Just because it was tough, durability. He's been in more higher competition his whole life. And he, you know what I'm saying. He's just he's just the full package, Ronbo.
Yeah, Wilson's been playing against some competition. It's a little bit questionable as to why he didn't look like that in 2019. He looked like that in 2020. Yeah. What's the reasoning? And so Sal.
We'll see.
Santana.
Santana, yeah.
That was the name on me if I forget. Hey, Santana, let's see you fight.
Tired,
okay?
Rambo. You tired, man.
I am tired. 10, man. I just found out. We're gonna get through here in a minute though, because I'm running out of gas. All right, Santana.
Man, have a good one, man.
See you Friday, fam.
All right, later, man. See you.
Hey, Rousseau.
What's up, Ronbo?
Hey, Rousseau, man, we're looking at the Trey Fields display, and he has stood out to be the premier quarterback so far. And then we got Trey Lance to go on Monday. But Russo, I brought John Beck into this because I had no idea Kyle had somebody on the inside that was like independent and could make actual real comments that could actually take you seriously. So I'm like, wow, all right, Kyle. So whatever you need to fill out the checking the boxes, you got your guy in there. So what do you think about that situation?
Is that John Beck, the former quarterback, the guy who wasn't very good?
Kyle, that was played for Kyle for a minute and has been around.
I feel like that's like taking his opinion is like taking that dude's opinion on NFL Live, the quarterback that was on the Lions that like ran out of bounds and took the safety, and he just says the dumbest shit, and you're like, yeah. Like what?
But no. So the thing is, he's gonna know what Kyle doesn't like better than anybody because he probably did a lot of things Kyle didn't like.
Yeah, I'm just kind of being funny. He probably knows exactly what he's looking for. Yeah, he probably knows exactly what Kyle wants.
Yeah.
But man, I'm really just going off my gut. Like I never had an opinion really on any of these guys. Like I kind of see Fields being overhyped.
I think, the high school thing, him and Trevor Lawrence, like the expectation, like was they were on the same level. But in reality, when you laid both their careers out on the table, Trevor Lawrence has been way more consistent over the longer period of time. Justin Fields can do everything that you want a quarterback to do pretty much. I can't really point to anything in his game and say this is his flaw. It's just consistency. And he's been the only consistency that he's had over the years that he's been inconsistent, and it's mainly when he's throwing from the pocket.
Yeah,
and I'm serious. And it's just maybe it's the Dak. I see Dak Prescott all over again, where you see all the potential, and he's just constantly missing these 3rd and 8s and 3rd and 6s, and he's just not accurate on a 5-step drop. Boom, here's the go. Here's a slant route. Put the ball there. So,
and and if that's the case, then when he gets to the pros, that's going to be amplified. So that's why when people get overly worked up about a quarterback coming out of the college ranks and just thinking he's going to come in the pro level and just look exactly comfortable and everything, I don't know why they think that.
Yeah.
Because even Mahomes came in, and I saw a couple of games of him. He didn't look like the Mahomes you see now, not even close. So, this is why you got to wait, because we've had how many busts every year? Every year, Russo. We see guys, golden
and
boys.
everybody, and they slept on Mahomes, but not Kansas City, right? He was the 3rd quarterback taken off the board. And he's clearly the best quarterback in the draft.
Yeah.
And as much as I do respect Deshaun Watson, I do respect Deshaun Watson's game, right? He won a championship at Clemson. He's been a very good player. You can see the difference between Mahomes and Watson.
Yeah,
all right?
Mahomes
There's
is
a
clearly
difference.
the best.
And it's consistency. It's consistency week to week to week to week to week. Like, you might see one bad game from Mahomes, right?
But that's it.
You can't really say that about a
He
guy
won't
like
do it 2
Deshaun
weeks
Watson.
in a row.
Deshaun Watson can do everything you want, but he's gonna shit the bed in the playoffs against the Patriots when it happens. So,
and that's why I kept wondering, you know what? Deshaun Watson hasn't done anything. It's because of his team. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, that can be said
he had
about
everything.
anybody. That sounds
He had
like
everything.
Yeah.
But okay, and I want to make one more quick point, and this is about Trey Lance. So all the film on him is from when he was 19 years old. Okay, so it's really hard to gauge where he's at. But when I look at him at his first pro day, he looks way bigger. He looks way stronger. He looks way faster. He looks more mature. I feel like when I'm watching his game tape, I'm watching a kid play high school football, and he's just dominating. And when I look at him now, I feel like I'm looking at a grown man. I'm like, holy shit! Like, this guy, I'm telling you, everybody wants Patrick Mahomes, but nobody wants to do what it takes. And what it takes is you sit him behind Alex Smith for a year. Clearly Mahomes is the future. Clearly Mahomes is the better player. But you ride with Alex Smith. You fully develop with the guy you draft, and then you make the transition much smoother. And if the situation arises, Jimmy gets hurt, Jimmy regresses, something comes up, then you make the switch sooner. But that should be the plan. And that was even the plan with Justin Herbert going into it. They were planning on going with Tyrod Taylor, but he got the punctured lung right before the season, and then it changed the situation. Teams,
Rusno,
it's the plan. That's what they want to do.
Absolutely. We're talking about football, guys. Fans that don't like Jimmy are thinking on that level. 49ers are not thinking just like you're saying, you bring that kid in, let's acclimate him to the NFL because it's going to move 100 miles faster than it was when he was in college. Let's get him up to speed. We say goodbye to Jimmy next year. Hopefully he has a great year so we can get some commodity for him. This half-cocked stuff, I've stopped responding to it because it's just really strange. So,
Okay, so I know you probably got to go. I know you probably got to go. I want to say one more quick thing, and then I'm just gonna head out. The thing about man, I already forgot what I'm gonna say.
Somebody else just did that.
Did they? Okay, I
Jay
remember. Sorry, I remember. So if you were to trade Jimmy right now for say a 2nd round pick, a 3rd round pick, or multiple picks or whatever it is, I would rather have Jimmy be there. Guaranteed we have a good backup, whether it's the rookie or Jimmy. If you go with the rookie, I know it's $25 million. Forget about the money because you're going to save it next year. I would rather have security this year than get the draft picks and maybe potentially lose the draft picks next year and just
Otherwise,
have to cut them.
Because we got nobody. We got the rookie and a couple other guys that don't know either. That's suicide. Oh,
we need the security.
It is. All right. Hey, Russo,
good
stuff.
Bro.
I'll talk to you later. Hey, man.
All right. Have a good night.
You too. B. Ham.
With the third pick
Yeah.
in the 2021 draft,
Yeah.
San Francisco 49ers select
Kyle Pitts.
linebacker
He's worse than
Michael
me.
Parsons from Penn State.
Hey,
Ronbo!
hey, but you bring up, here's the thing, because we're 2 weeks away, and nobody's talking about past the first round. We have needs, Beham. We got two guys, and I don't want Dante Johnson out there backing up my cornerbacks. You know what I'm saying? And
God.
Oh.
Hey, man, we're going to go defense. 49er faithful. We're going defense with our number 3 pick.
You know?
Watch what I tell y'all. Everybody gonna be upset draft night.
Man, they would attack the building, or pick up Penei Sewell and trade McGlinchey to Indianapolis. You know.
Oh my God, man! Hey, last year, man, we traded up to the 13th pick. I'm like, oh man, I know we finna get a wide receiver.
Right?
Yeah, we traded down or something. I'm like, man, I know we finna get a wide receiver. Javon Kinlaw.
Oh, it's still. Well, you know, I'm okay with that now. I got over it because they got Ayuk before they left the first round, right? So you can like that because Ayuk's gonna be a bad boy. You know, but you're right. The 49ers will never let you sit back, relax, and think you know what they go do. We don't.
Right.
A few people
we
guess.
Don't. Hey, man. I like Justin Fields. I'm going to say this, man. I watched Justin Fields. There's a lot of people don't know about Justin Fields. Boy played in Georgia at first. And for whatever reason, I don't know what it was, why Kirby Smart wanted to go with Jake Fromm over Justin Fields again. You feel me?
Yeah.
He should have told Jake Fromm, look, man, you had a nice college season. Hey, but it's next man up. And clearly Justin Fields was a better quarterback than Jake Fromm. So he went to Ohio State. He got some things he needs to work on. And he did play against my beloved Alabama Crimson Tide in the national championship. And I will say this. He was giving our defense problems. He really was.
He can play.
He can play. What I'm going to do, I'm going to look at his game. I don't want to see just highlights. I want to see all the other stuff that you don't do. So I want to go pull up full games of him and this other guy that everybody been capping about that they supposed to. Who got a pro day on Monday or something?
Trey Lance.
Yeah, I want to pull up their pro days. I mean, I know pro days. I want to pull up like full in-game film of them. You know, because I mean these pro days is just like the NFL Combine to me. It can fool you. Hey, anybody can look good throwing these passes when you ain't got no 400-pound men coming at you. You know what I'm saying?
And they usually do.
So anybody looks good. Anybody looks good. I mean, yeah, receivers can run routes. Anybody look good. You don't have on no pads. I mean, game film, what they doing in college.
BM, explain, though, what happened to Mac? Did he just get nervous? Because he could do better than what he did in his pro day.
I mean, I don't know. I didn't even watch his pro day, and by no means am I making any kind of excuse for Mac, because the only thing I can tell you about Mac is what I've seen him do in person. You feel me? Now I had pro days. Now last year when Tua when he got thrown in last year, and Tua was messed up before we won the championship, he just got thrown in.
Yep.
And really, they had two brothers who they really wanted to come in and play. So Mac Jones was like the third quarterback.
They would never get it otherwise.
But when you give him a full season, he go out there and go undefeated. I mean, so it's kind of a tale of a two. You know what I'm saying?
I know, B.
I mean,
B.
We're stuck. We stuck right now.
As I tell you, we're gonna see. What's that? Trey Lance. Monday Night Raw is gonna be fun because the argument's gonna be, man.
I'm gonna watch these games. I don't really care about these pro days. I'm going to pull up game film, man.
That's what you need to do.
I want to see what they do when they under pressure.
All right, BM. We got to go, though, fam, because I'm going to get out of here.
Hey,
let me see
all
Friday.
right, man. Hold it down.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks, fam. It's B-Ham. All right. I don't know. I'm being told there's spam going on. I don't see anything. But, guys, we don't spam or else we'll kick you out. All right, you'll get one warning, and then we'll say goodbye. Hey, Rick.
What's going on, man?
Rick, man, we're resonating still after the pro day that Trey Fields put on today because everybody loved his arm talent. But we like Beham just said, that's without 400-pound guys coming at you 100 miles an hour and your offensive line failing. But he has the ability to escape pain. But that is usually. The thing is, the quarterback skills were there, though. I could see he knows he's rolling out. He was doing the bootleg. He looked good. And we've also got a guy on the inside, John Beck. And John Beck is actually, whatever Kyle doesn't know, Beck is filling him in. So this decision is going to come down to Beck's combination of what he likes, knows Kyle likes and doesn't like, and then, of course, what Kyle sees. But what do you think about this?
I think to me the dark horse is still Trey Lance because of the upside that he possesses. I do believe it is honestly between Fields and Lance because the narrative in like, oh, Kyle just wants just a kind of a statue quarterback, but we as Niner fans have to understand that all of our quarterbacks that have succeeded have been quarterbacks who have the option to run. Like the Cats, the first one that started the dynasty, it came off an Oscar play. It's not that Joe Montana wasn't a great in the pocket quarterback, but he had to make something happen outside of the pocket. Same thing with the Cats too, when Steve Young almost went down or whatever and still threw the. So we need that option. We need a quarterback who's the quarterback first, not just the whole stupid, well, they're going to be a quarterback, or they're running quarterback. No, we need somebody who's going to be a quarterback first, but also has the option to run, a la like Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson now, like I mentioned before, John Elway or Steve Young or even Joe Montana. And I think that's why I'm leaning either Lance or Fields. And the only other thing I want going forward is a quarterback that's great with situational awareness. And what I mean with this, I don't know if I mentioned it before, but revisiting that Super Bowl with Brady versus the Chiefs, the thing that impressed me the most about him was this. After he started scoring whatever, in third, fourth quarter, whatever, he started handing the ball off. And I'm pretty sure that the coach gave him two options. You got a pass play, you got a run play. But situationally, being a situational awareness player or QB, you understand, guess what? You can literally do 3 pass plays and take off less than maybe a minute or two, maybe a minute or less, just 3 pass plays because, the pass stops the clock and nothing like that. Clock doesn't run down versus if you run the ball, even if you don't get anything, that's 30 to 40 seconds running each time. And you could see Tom Brady doing that because he was situationally aware. He was able to run the ball, and you saw after a while, you saw Mahomes with his hands in his doggone jersey looking at the clock that he saw kept going down. So that's the one thing I want from the new quarterback. Yes, I understand that Kyle's going to call plays, but when the play breaks down, then can you do something outside of that? And number two, if Kyle comes in with a pass play, because Kyle, in a minute, I'm about to start thinking about him like Mike Martz, the mad scientist, where all he wants to do is pass, and it's like, dude, you run at certain times, then certain times you want to pass all the time, and I want him to learn from that. So either Daniels, the new offensive coordinator, or the
the QB, I want one of those two to recognize if we have something and it calls for us just to bleed out the clock, bleed out the clock. I know he may want to pass the ball. Dude, I understand that, but let's bleed out the clock because right now he's 0 for 2. He was a coordinator, and when he was our coach, he's 0 for 2, just passing all the time, and I want him to learn it because I thought he would have learned it losing to Atlanta, but he told us. When they were like, well, how do you feel about that play? He didn't. He was like, I would call the same play again. I was like, no, which came over to our thing. But I hope that he learns this time around because his dad, Mike, had no problem handing the ball off. See the Denver. He had John Elway, who was a mobile quarterback, whatever, but he kept handing the ball off to Terrell Davis. So we just need that element, quarterback who can run a little bit, have the ability to scramble when needed, and also be situationally aware when near the end of the game. I don't care if you call him for 35 different passes. Do not do that. Run the ball and eat up the clock. I don't care if you stay on the sideline pissed because him getting his robot kind of player, we lost another Super Bowl. So that's what. So I'm right now. I'm with Fields. I like Fields. I do think the dark horse is Trey Lance.
Do you feel like that was it? What could have been done differently though to alleviate that? I think a lot of times what we forget is we still had a rookie. Debo they should have kept going the ball. We don't have a lot of weaponry. A lot of people think that the quarterback can just make any player turn into a star. We don't have. No. Sometimes I worry that there's going to be some disappointment next year too, unless Debo and Ayuk. Debo's ready to roll. I think he's ready to be that stud. Ayuk is going to be better than he was last year, and he was good last year. I think we're going to see some better stuff this year than last year, but I'm not sure how much better. Because the 49ers have been trying to get a number one option wide receiver for years, ever since Kyle Shanahan got there. So sometimes I think a lot of blame is designated only partially. Dante Pettis was a failure. They don't like to play a lot of players. Kendrick Bourne was a good third guy. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, he was good in the spot.
Trent Taylor failed.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens next year. I'm getting the feeling that everybody thinks it's all about the quarterback when sometimes it's not just the quarterback.
No. I don't think it's just the quarterback. I think it's Kyle Shanahan, but I just need somebody, whether it's like I said, Mike Daniels, the new offensive coordinator, I think, and the quarterback. Sometimes it'd be like, because I'm pretty sure they get two plays. Hey, you got an option. This play. If you see this defensive stand formation, you got a run play.
I want to see audibles.
At least two.
Yeah, I'd love to see audibles.
Okay. Exactly. You know, and one thing, if Jimmy G is a guy this year, you know what? Two things I want to see more from him this year. I want to see more pump fakes, and I want him, if the play is not there, throw the ball out of bounds.
Yeah.
Just throw the ball out of bounds.
If there's one thing
those
that
two
pisses
things
me off,
alone.
that does. Vic, we got to go, though. Let's continue this on Friday, okay? We're out of time because I got to get out of here. All
Absolutely, right? Man. Hey, look, I know it's a late night, man. Hey, Night of Faithful, Night of Empire, man. Y'all stay faithful and talk to you this weekend.
All right. Night, Rick.
Okay. Bye.
And it's the Iron Sheik.
What's up, Ronbo? What's going on, man?
Sheik, man. I'm sitting here and, like everybody else, I'm looking at Justin Fields. The camera angle that Bleacher Report had is hysterical because they were behind Fields for every one of those throws. The ones that were close were kind of, you can believe it. But those ones he was throwing, Sheik, the receiver deep downfield, he looked like he was about an inch tall. Fields lets the ball go, and the ball hits him. I said, oh, my God, Jesus Christ, that's special. I was impressed with that. So, But what do you think, Sheik? Is this the guy, is John Beck going to fill Kyle in and let him hear all the things he needs to hear to say, okay, Fields is my guy?
Well, this is what I look at it, Ronbo. Like, obviously the connection is definitely real. John Beck is definitely one of the guys that is a Kyle guy, and the guys that we're looking at is Zach Wilson, and everybody knows that, you know, in the fifth season, Adam Peters and his other scouts are watching Zach Wilson. And obviously Justin Fields was also in that class as well. I think it's real. I think it's definitely the guy they're probably looking at right now. But I think it's they're looking at everything right now. They're looking at the pocket, obviously, Mac Jones, but I'm not really a big fan of his. But they got to look out the box, and I think they are. And Trey Lance is also another guy. Yeah. Right, he's not. He's not bad. All other than Big Show. Big Show is definitely a fan of his. And we all know what happened with Big Show and Nick Bosa, so it's gonna be a good time. But Ronbo, like the thing about Trey Lance, I really like. He's like Russo said it best. He's growing he's only 19, now he's 20. It's just like a big growth on him. His arm strength, his release.
The dude is going to be like Ben Roethlisberger by next year. My God, he's big.
Yeah.
But he's more solid.
Exactly more solid. But he, like, you know, Josh Allen, you know, made a little tape on him. Like, he's like, you know, everybody's going to doubt you. So just like they did me, and look at me. And that's why, you know, I like, you know, Trey Lance, and I do like Justin Fields. I'm stuck between. I can't pick right now. It's like I'm cut in the middle. I'm watching film, and I have to wait for his pro day because I want to see his footwork. I want to see how he, you know, the play calling and this and that. Will Kyle put in the system? And we're not going to see it, unfortunately. But what I'm hearing and what I see in the clips that we see is definitely going to help us and help myself to see what quarterback we're going to lean to and what fits. Yeah. I definitely want that mobile quarterback, and I think just like his father, Mike Shanahan. He added some good quarterback. He had Steve Young. He had, et cetera, Joe Montana. But he got himself a John Elway, and he's a mobile quarterback as well. And if one of these boys are definitely there, you got to get them.
Also,
you know, it just
those quarterback skills, Elway and Young, they really didn't have to run. They had excellent pockets, passing skills, but they could get away if they needed to. Do you imagine these guys have the same pockets skills as Elway and Young? Do you see that in either one of these guys?
Yeah, I do see that. The pocket presence, they feel what's going to be around them. That's why, you know, the guy's blitzing. He'll move forward, and then you see this guy, and then just, you know, two-step, boom, right to his hands. You know what I'm saying? It's like they see that. He doesn't have to run all the time, but just his footwork. And that's the key thing about these two quarterbacks. What I see they're doing, Justin Fields did it, Trey Lance did it. It's just their awareness is key in this game.
Because Fields does show me that, though. I've got to see more Lance. Fields does look like he knows what he's doing from the pocket, and he's not going to leave it until he gets his assignment done, because he's going to be very critical with Shanahan. You've got to be, if there's a guy open and you're bolting, he's going to be pissed, especially if you do that more than once.
It's experience. And like you said, the experience, Ronbo. It's just like, and then he's been playing against all these pro-style defenses and this and that. And, you know, he has his hiccups, and every quarterback does. Yeah. But it's how you learn. And that's why I'm going to say it again, and Trey's not going to like it.
No, they don't.
I want Jimmy G.
They think these guys are ready to roll right now.
No. No. I want the Mahomes effect. I want this to happen. You know, I want the guy to be ready. Not half-ass or 80%. I want 100% ready. And that's what all these guys, we're not saying Jimmy G's the guy. We're not saying he's the future.
He's going to be too expensive in 2 years
anyway. Mold this guy.
Yeah, you don't want to pay him the
right. And we save money, Ronbo. Like you could cut him next year or trade him, $25 million.
And get something in return. See,
value.
Because you make an excellent point. These guys get in the NFL. It's not like college, and they're going to freak out if all of a sudden you got some of the premier edge rushers coming at you all of a sudden, and suddenly you forget you need to run or everything else. So you bring them along at a natural pace. Don't throw them out there at 100 miles an hour. Right, yeah. Guys coming at him, getting ready to kill him. Guy comes up the middle and drives him into the dirt. You could ruin him like that. So yeah.
And it's not, I'm not saying like they're not ready. They're definitely ready. But the thing is, I want their film, their play calling with Kyle's system, I want them to be on it. And then, like Jimmy Garoppolo took him 5 weeks. Confidence with the system. Exactly. That's why I'm like hoping for this. That's all we all were hoping for. We just want you guys ready to go because this is the future. This is the name. It's Kyle Shanahan's stamp. If he messes it up, unfortunately, guys, it's on him. You know what I'm saying? So we have a great coach. But anyways, Ronbo, I know you have to go.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I seen your mails. I'm gonna go click that and see what you're talking about. But Shane.
Yeah.
Appreciate your fam.
Yeah. Oh, appreciate you. Quick question. How do you go live? Do you have send an email to go live, or when you go on a call? I see several callers go on live. The Zoom calls are not working, unfortunately.
Really?
How do people go live with you?
Yeah.
What?
See, we shut down Zoom today only because we had too many people on. So that'll be on next time you get ready to come in. Also,
You're breaking up, Ronbo.
I'm sorry. Zoom link can be found on. You'll always see that info in the video at the base of the screen, and also in the section that we write everything in below. So it should be there.
I appreciate it. Well, thank you for the information. Appreciate that information.
Appreciate you, man.
Well, thank you. Faithful. Hit that like for Ronbo Sports. Follow all platforms, and shout out to the Ronbo fan club. And Ronbo, let's go. We're good.
I'm ready.
Go Niners.
Draft night. Night fam. Yeah. Another fun night. It's going to be funny, though. Monday night, I can't wait for Monday night because, like I said, I don't have a really big dog in this fight. I like both. I definitely like Fields, but I want to see there's a lot of people for Lance. I was a Lance. If I was going to take sides, I like Lance. But Fields, Lance, it doesn't matter to me which one. But the thing is, it's going to be funny because there's going to be a lot of people who are going to, the people who like Fields, I noticed something. They really like him. So if we take Lance, they said they'll accept Lance. Well, let's see, the Lance people, I think this is pretty much the same with both. You get one or the other, because everybody's thing is, can he run? And they both can. So can Allen, But we'll see. Anyway, fam, I'll be back Friday. We'll talk some more 49 football. Niners!